the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of the world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelist, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he, that would be me, Mike Winters. Happy, oh, so happy. Friday, yes. Busy, big day, but a Friday.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Hey, I know that song.
And that's the delay. Yes, a very, very busy Friday, but an end to some things and a drawing to a close of the chaos.
Yeah. Or you could say maybe the high water mark.
Yeah.
The crescendo of an event.
Mm-hmm.
With of course, what we're talking about is we are in the next to the last day of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. We got tonight and tomorrow. And, of course, this is the big 2 days. We got, of course, lots of great action. Ranch rodeo action starts today out at the fair. Of course, big night for concerts. Don't forget, tomorrow morning is the Junior Livestock Auction. The big Super Bowl for these kids for livestock shows all weekend. And, of course, the rides start early tomorrow, and then they go till, about 10, 11 o'clock that night?
I believe 11 p.m.
Saturday night,
and then that's a wrap.
And then we call it, we roll out the trash cans for 2024.
Seems like only yesterday we started. Oh, I'm very, very much ready to just draw it all to a close. I mean, I love fair time. It's such an exciting time.
Sure.
And, the sea of humanity.
Oh,
but,
yeah, it's fun.
But it always, I mean, and I mean this with the utmost respect and honor for what the fair is and for what it means for 4-H and FFA.
But at the end of the week, you're ready for it to be done. I get
it's like by the time we're done, we all feel a little dirtier. We all feel just a little bit like used,
Well, and here's the thing. I think all the fair folks, they're like, yeah, this is a fun week, but yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to vacation, or you know what I mean. They're ready to.
Oh, 100%.
Because for those folks, this has been, now granted, next week they'll probably start, triaging and Monday morning quarterbacking this year's fair. But after Saturday night, there's going to be a big sigh of relief.
Oh, yeah. The woo-saw will be felt.
Yes. Of course, but wait, there's more. High school football action continues tonight.
Yes.
For those that may not be aware, the Artesia Bulldogs traveled to Santa Teresa for a short game in Santa T. That one ended at half as the Bulldogs came away with a 57-0 victory over Santa Teresa.
Yeah, any given Thursday, you know?
So, that game, the good news is they were home back a little bit earlier because the game ended at halftime, which maybe that was what our teacher was trying to do. He said, I got a test tomorrow. We got to hurry this up. But anyway, so they're done. But tonight, big night for football as the Roswell Coyotes. They will be here at home. We'll have that game for you right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, live streaming video, ksvptv.com. And Got It Rockets are on the road. They will be taking the long trek west to Deming, New Mexico to take on the Wildcats. We will have that game for you on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro, live streaming video as well, ksvptv.com and the Goddard Rocket channel there. So we'll have the Chris is calling that game for you, and of course Art and Kelly calling Roswell here tonight at the Wool Bowls. So
And
forget who's the Coyotes play tonight? Just Hopper.
Lovington, I believe.
No, they already played Lovington.
I'd have to look at.
I don't remember
calendar.
either off the top of my head. It just spaced
honestly.
on me. It just spaced on me. It's a district opponent. I just we got such a big district now. I can't is it Alamogordo?
No, it's just insane. Yeah, tonight is Roswell versus Gadsden.
Gadsden, the Panthers.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
RHS GHS tonight.
There you go. And
and then Goddard at Deming. That game again. Pre-game 6:45, kickoff 7 o'clock. Right here on 106.5 for your Coyotes and Fierro for your Rockets.
Yeah.
Eastern Mexico State Fair coverage, by the way, KSVPTV.com. We'll have everything from your junior livestock auction tomorrow, as well as the wrap-up of the livestock shows today.
Yeah.
So follow those, please, at your leisure at KSVPTV.com.
And then after you've had your busy Saturday and Sunday, segue, I invite you to come and wind down at the Liberty on Sunday, October 6th. They got a big show, a big evening with Mo Bandy. Doors will open at 6. The show will start at 8, and you can get tickets right now at thelibertyinc.com. And get them. I don't know what ticket sales are like, but we're only a couple days out, so you might behoove you to do that today.
This has been... go ahead and do your...
We're in the official... I know we're in the Land of Manana in Roswell, so we wait to the last minute. This is your official last minute on the Mo Bandy show at the Liberty this Sunday. So go to libertyinc.com, get your tickets there. And again, that's this Sunday, October 6th, at the Liberty, 312 North Virginia in Roswell. It is a 21 and over event. So
I put the commercial together for Mo Bandy.
You did.
And one of the songs from Mo Bandy's extensive discography is a song called Bandy the Rodeo Clown.
Okay.
And
Was he a rodeo clown?
No, I don't think it was. It was more just a story of
A different Bandy?
a story of no. This was him, but a story of what happened after his heart was broken and
Maybe it was Joe Bandy.
everything was taken away from him. See, Mo Bandy's a very traditional country artist, so it's very like the lost my dog, lost my wife.
Okay, porch.
He became a rodeo clown in this scenario.
Okay.
And I have had this song glued to my medulla oblongata
An earworm, if you will.
for literal days now. I was waking up last night, going to the bathroom, walking through my house going, I'm Bandy the rodeo clown.
Did you bop it along?
Like just sliding my feet, heading to the bathroom.
So Sunday night, come out to the concert. Monday morning, you too could be like Sean. Did
Yep.
you bop it around your house with
Just-
earworms of Mo Bandy in your head?
Just catchy songs all the way through.
Good deal. Of course,
Good
come
dancing
out.
music.
They got great eats, great drink specials, all kinds of stuff going on during the concert as well, too. So unwind after a busy week at Farron and footballing, and have a nice chill evening with Mo Bandy at the Liberty Sunday night. So there you go. The cherry on top of our busy weekend here.
That's right.
There you go. I'm proud of myself. I just flowed that whole weekend for everyone.
I know.
Here.
That was well played, sir. With very few notes. Very few notes. Well done.
Yes. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay this hour. We had the delightful Lauren Dickinson join us from the Roswell Refuge on Wednesday. Of course, the month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which means it is coming up on their annual Say My Name, Remember My Name. I always mess that up. I get aggressive. Say my name. It's Remember My Name. Which is not a good thing, but in my head,
One is on the other side of the other. I mean,
it's in my head. It just comes out that way. I guess it's that song. Say my name. Say my name. It's stuck in my head.
Mike is a Destiny's Child huge head. Yeah,
Big fan.
loves it. Can't get enough.
But anyway, Remember My Name Candlelight Vigil, which is I'm joking now, but it's a very serious event. It's a great time for folks to honor those we've lost, to celebrate those that have won their battles, and encourage and support those that are fighting that battle.
Yes.
So it'll be at the Anderson Museum coming up later this month. So we'll play that interview with Lauren here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Geneva Martinez is going to join us. I'm not sure if she's under the Many Hands moniker or because she's just around doing stuff. And so I believe we're going to be talking about a new program they've got where they have they got a home available. And so they're furnishing it and everything else, and they're going to put a homeless family in there to get them set up, established, and using this as a temporary thing. And so we got one of the first homes in Roswell where they're offer this program, and the goal is to get more of these homes. So she's going to come in and tell us about that. I'm a little sketchy on details because I'm not sure if this is through Many Hands or this is off something else, and so I'll let Geneva kind of put the details in between all that stuff.
I do have to ask her a question though too.
All right.
She's here because she was wearing a very unique piece of attire during the Eastern New Mexico State Fair parade.
Okay.
And I've never seen these before. I didn't even know they existed. I'm assuming she had them custom made.
Okay.
She has cowboy boot roller skates.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, real cool.
I gotta imagine it's a custom job.
I would think, or my other thought was it's those old school skates that you would strap onto your shoes, and she just did those to a boot. But when I saw that in the picture, I'm like, that's maybe one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my whole life.
All right. Well,
although also probably very uncomfortable to skate in.
I don't know. Maybe.
Although it does provide its own shin guard.
Of course, what you see on the outside may not be the cowboy boot you
That's
know on the
true,
inside.
That's true. It could be custom orthotics
because
on the inside.
As a guy that played hockey and everything else, ankle support is key in skating.
Right.
Whether it's ice skating or roller skating, and if your ankles aren't right or supported right, it's really hard to skate without breaking a leg or something else.
Sure.
But anyway, we'll ask about the cowboy skates
there you go.
with Geneva here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, the folks from Main Street Roswell will pop in for their monthly visit. Of course, Farmers Market, we're on the sunset of that. Maybe 1-2 weeks left. I'm not sure we're running.
I think this might actually be the last
This might
weekend.
be the big grand finale this Saturday. Actually. Yeah, I knew we're kind of getting on the sundown portion of the Farmers Market for this season. So probably talk about that, talk about upcoming fall events and things going on through Main Street Roswell as well, too. And, of course, we'll have all of your features, newses of the local and national variety, along with your Wall Street updates, Kim Commando, whatever else we can work in for today's show.
See, like we said, busy.
That's right. A plethora, cornucopia.
Indeed. Cacophony, if you will.
Yeah. All of that. And a bag of chips.
And a bag.
I'm bringing it back. I think I said it the other day to someone. I'm going to bring back all that in a bag of chips, and people are going to think I just created it new because I think it's going to have a re. Because, there's a whole Gen Zers probably don't know what all that in a bag of chips. They don't. That's not their thing.
I personally feel like we need to bring back Talk to the Hand. Like, I feel like it's been a long time since the face wasn't listening.
That's right. Maybe we should do that. All right, 7:18. Work on that, folks, and I'll get you here the weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. Expansive area of high pressure sticking around. Now we are trimming our temperatures a little bit for today. That afternoon high ranging from the mid to upper 80s for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. Plenty of sunshine coming in. Generally clear for the overnight hours and our low for the mid to upper 50s. We're back into the upper 80s and low 90s. Looks like for Saturday and for Sunday too. Lots of sunshine coming in for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently, 59 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 42%. Winds currently out of the north at 18 miles per hour. We are looking at sunny skies and a high of 88 degrees today. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. I cannot complain about that. I mean, yeah, sure, you can be like, I wish it was a little cooler, but that's not a bad day today. Tonight, mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 56 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. So it should be a good night. Maybe bring a light jacket for the, of course, you probably won't start the game out at the Wool Bowl tonight wearing it, but maybe by halftime you might be slipping that sucker on. Let's see. For your Saturday, going to be a little warmer. Sunny skies, 91 the expected high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear with an overnight low of 56 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny skies, highs right around 90. Winds will be out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear Sunday night, overnight low of 55. And then Monday, when you're back to work and school, sunny skies and a high of 88. And just kind of looking at the week, we're going to be sitting right at like 80, pushing 90. They're saying 88 Monday, 89 Tuesday, 89 Wednesday, 89 Thursday. So we are looking at, looks like the pillar of consistency for next week's weather there. It's cut and paste, looks like, for next week. At least right now. It's New Mexico. That could all change. But right now, that's what it is. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break. Then we're going to play our interview we had on Wednesday with Lauren Dickinson from the Roswell Refuge. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel have been celebrating life for over 90 years. Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory celebrates and remembers. Vera Main Taramina passed away on September 21st. Rosary will be Friday, October 4th, 9:30 a.m. at St. Peter's Catholic Church, with Mass following the Rosary at 10 a.m. and to be placed in St. Peter's Columbrium following Mass. Donald Burden passed away September 14th. Rosary will be Saturday, October 5th, 9:30 a.m. at St. Peter's Catholic Church, with Mass following the Rosary at 10 a.m. and to be placed in St. Peter's Columbrium. Ben Smith passed away September 24th. Service will be Saturday, October 5th, 10 a.m. at Grace Community Church. James Seeley passed away September 28th, and services are pending at this time. There are no services scheduled at this time at LaGrone Funeral Chapel. This has been today's Remembrance, brought to you by Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
At the end of the Apostle Paul's life, he wrote these words, "I fought the good fight, I've finished the race, I've kept the faith. Now there is in store for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but to all who have longed for his appearing." There's a lot of craziness in our world these days. However, for those who have accepted the saving grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, we know that the next life will be full of perfect peace. After living a life trying to destroy followers of Christ, the Lord spoke to Paul and changed his life's work to preaching the saving grace of Jesus. He truly fought the good fight from that point on. He had lived through persecution, prison, and even peril, yet was ready in the end to meet God's judgment, knowing that he had done what God had called him to do. You too can have that same assurance that even though this world is a mess, if you answer the call of God, you can face judgment with peace. Do you want to find that peace? Join us to learn how.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:30, and I'm welcoming. I got to reading, and they were talking about and eating cookies in the other room, and I was like, "Oh, we got to go on the radio."
But I'm here. I was eating Oreos.
That's right. Lauren Dickinson joining us. Actually, I think I used your maiden name last hour, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I went reverted back to a couple years ago in my head. I rebooted.
Don't do that.
I did a factory reboot in my head. I'm sorry about that. But Lauren's joining us with the Roswell Refuge this morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Of course, arguably, this is probably, as far as for the Roswell Refuge, as far as awareness and things, this is a busy month. Because
it is. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Absolutely.
And it's October 2nd.
And it is officially October. It kind of snuck in on us, everything going on. But
yeah.
It is October, and with the fair and football and the gazillion things that are going on in our community.
City water debacles.
Yeah, the city. Yes. I mean, it's just a busy time right now.
It is.
But that being said, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so we want to remind folks the seriousness and the nature of what goes on with this.
Absolutely.
Every year, you guys do your annual candlelight vigil.
Me too. I printed you out a flyer yesterday. I'm late to the game, and I folded it up in my purse, and of course, my purse is in the car.
I know exactly
so
how
I
that
was
goes.
emailing
Welcome
myself.
You were in my life this way, except mine's the purse, but everything else.
Yeah, it's like, last week I felt like I had it together. My son's in baseball, so I did, crock pot dinner. So, man, got home, and yesterday my husband was like, what are we going to have for dinner? I was like, man, I really had it together last week.
Right.
I don't know what happened.
That's when you're like, pizza it is.
Yeah, our daughter loves pizza. We're excited. Remember, my name day is our annual candlelight vigil.
Yes.
We are having it at the Anderson Museum of Contemporary Art.
You've been doing it there last couple years
Yes,
now. And
they
it's
have
been a
been
great
so
place.
gracious.
Yeah, it's a great facility
And it
to
is
house
an
it.
awesome venue. If you've never been there, I love the giant knit ball.
It's
like my cats would go crazy.
Yeah, I highly recommend get there early or hang out after.
Yes.
And tour the museum.
Yes.
Yeah, because
you get to see the museum for free.
Exactly.
I
And
mean,
if you've never been to the Anderson,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful museum, but I would argue of all the museums in town, which we are blessed, we have a bunch of them in
Yes,
town.
we do.
We just had Museum Day, and I hope you visited all of them. But the Anderson Museum is such an eclectic mix of art where
It
you've
really
got
is.
things that which
You
people
wouldn't
would
see.
lactify,
Yes.
but it's all of that. Like you can
Yeah.
walk in and see what people would say is art, traditional
Yes,
art,
and
paintings on the wall
and
or whatever.
It doesn't do it justice driving by because
Yeah.
you don't know how big it is.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we were
Yeah, it is
setting up the
deceiving.
venue.
You're right.
And everyone was like, well, let's go do a tour. And I said, actually, I'm not going to go look around because I want to go with my husband. I thought it would be a good, afternoon
Turns out you didn't have enough time to do. You should have done both.
But it is so awesome in there, and it's big. It's huge.
And that's the cool part. Is like I said, because you find that traditional art, but then right
Yeah.
next to it is recycled art or something that you would have never
giant
thought.
ball of yarn that someone's made.
Exactly. And it's always updating and changing.
Yes.
And of course, I cannot not mention the Anderson Museum with talking about that beautiful piano in there. Now, unfortunately, on the event that night, no one's going to be playing it.
No.
But if you ever get a chance when they have concert nights out there and they'll get these concert pianists that come in that really covet
dueling
playing on that
pianos.
piano because
Yeah.
that piano is so.
Is it a baby grand?
It's a high end. I
Or
don't
is
want
it
to
a
say
full
what
grand?
it is because I don't know,
Okay.
and I don't know enough to know
It's beautiful.
how good it is. But
Yeah.
all I know is everybody that's in piano world and does pianos look at
Yes.
that piano and say, "Yeah, that's a Ferrari."
Yeah, right. My sister-in-law is a piano teacher.
Okay.
And that's her background. She's now in medicine, but oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The first time I heard her play the piano, I cried.
Ah.
So I could just imagine. Beautiful.
Maybe get an opportunity to play on this one.
That would be
Anderson. But anyway, maybe that's the excuse. Get her
Right.
to come to one of these events. Maybe it's a little late for this year, but say, "Hey."
Oh,
come,
she totally would.
And maybe she can provide music
Yeah.
for the night in
That'd be
between testimonies and stories and
Yeah.
everything. So, but really, I got sidetracked on pianos
Yeah,
here.
we're all excited.
The whole point of the night is come to the beautiful Anderson Museum, and it's remember my name. We celebrate
The lives that we
lives
lost.
of the. We celebrate the victories, the people that broke away and got from the situation.
Yes.
We mourn and remember those that lost their battles.
Absolutely.
And we raise awareness to help the people fighting now, to give them the strength to do what they've got to do to take the next step
Yeah,
to
and
make
if you
themselves
walk
better.
in and you just want to hear part of a testimony, I mean, it's very impacting.
I'm about to say, I'm not going to lie. You're going to cry. You're going to laugh.
Yeah.
You're going to run through every emotion imaginable. You're going to be mad.
Yeah.
You're going to be sad. You're going to be happy. You're going to laugh. It's going to be everything that
Yes.
night. But it is so worth
bringing
it.
and drawing awareness to such a, pivotal thing that we need to be talking about.
Absolutely. And that's just it. And this is something that you and I have talked about over the years,
Yeah.
and everyone at the refuge
Yes.
that we've talked about is domestic violence is solved by getting it out of the dark corners,
We gotta talk
by
about it.
putting a spotlight on it.
And what
And,
it is,
yeah.
what does it look like?
Yep. And I will say this. In the last 20, 30 years, humanity, United States, whatever, has, I'll say U.S., because
Yeah.
there's still other parts of the world where there's some, but anyway,
Yeah.
in the U.S., we have made great strides in trying to combat this.
Yes.
Are we where we need to be? Not even
No.
close, but we are
We're gaining momentum.
we are way
Yes.
ahead in the game than we were 20 years ago.
Yes.
Now people aren't afraid when they see something that just raises the cackles on their,
Call out.
something
Yeah.
don't the sniff test ain't working.
Exactly.
People are reporting now.
Yeah.
And that And that
if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's
and I
probably
get
a
it.
duck.
There is this line of, we live in a country where, mind your business is a thing here.
Yeah.
People
Stay
have
in
the
your
right
lane.
to do your thing.
Yeah.
And I'm for that. But we all know when something's wrong.
We do.
And you can kind of tell.
It's that eerie feeling, the hair on the back of your neck,
And so what we're not asking you to do is not go in and step in and stop a fight.
No,
we're not asking you to do that. But alert
danger.
authorities. Alert, like if you're in a store, at least alert a manager saying something's going on here. Maybe get security on this, or call the police and say, I don't know what's going on here, but it don't look right. Can you check it out?
Yeah.
And you know what? If it's innocent, police will sort it out.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a misunderstanding that you walked in on. No big deal.
Yeah.
But if it's not,
Let
you
the
may have just saved
professionals
someone's
handle it.
life that day.
Yes.
And that's what really this event's about. It's celebrating all that, but we want to give people the strength and courage and knowledge to say, when you see something not wrong, don't just walk by it. Save a life or do something that might in essence give someone a life that they are about to lose. Yeah. And so that's why this is so important. So the event is, like I said, come prepared to have fun because it is a celebration after all.
Don't bring kids.
Yeah,
it's not really
this is not a kid thing. This is not a family event. This is a grieving.
And I say that being a mom.
Yeah.
Total respect. That
now,
we just
obviously,
don't want our
maybe if
kids
you have teenage kids and older kids that maybe want,
it
but
would be
certainly young
impactful.
kids that maybe you're not ready to expose this kind of stuff to them yet.
Yeah, and how to
let them be
explain
kids
it.
for a couple more years before you start hitting them with some of this
Yes,
stuff. You
my
know what
son
I
was
mean?
asking for a cell phone this morning.
Yeah.
No, you're too little.
Well,
Stop.
and I know because as kids, when we were kids, you couldn't wait to get these kinds of
and
things.
now I'm like, please take it away.
Yeah, and now,
take
but
them
yeah,
all
exactly.
away.
It's like, and I wish I could make them
Landline,
understand.
please.
It's like, trust me,
Yes.
you're gonna have plenty of time
Yeah.
for this. Enjoy what you got
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You'll be time enough for you're
This
gonna.
thing's glued to me.
Yeah, this
I
thing
mean,
will.
it's the lifeline.
This thing will be your bane of your existence at
Yes.
some point. Don't get in a rush to get one of these.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's like, well, how old do I have to be? I'm like, do we really have to talk
I would
about
say
this?
40, but you do
Yeah.
you.
I said 17.
After 18, I can't tell anymore, but I go
know.
40.
Yeah. So we're going to have it Thursday, October 17th.
Yes.
From 5:30 to 6:30.
At the Anderson Museum,
Yes.
and it is a free event.
free. We'll have
don't have
light
to RSVP.
refreshments.
But we would like to come. Yeah, like I said, we will have some finger food, snacks, and things. So.
And we'll have our little electronic candles. You know, in the past, we did it outdoors.
So we could have candles, but
Yes,
we don't want to
and
burn
it's-
nothing down at the Anderson.
No, we don't.
That would not be a
no.
good headline the next day.
But it's going to be a great event. Sadly, we don't get a whole lot of people that participate because it is, it's sad.
Well, let's just
Tugs
face
on
it.
some emotions.
And I get it.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're at, and if you're dealing with things, you're not ready to rehash that
No.
yet. You're not ready to
No.
address that. You're still
No.
buried it and trying
that's
to.
okay.
And you know what? You do you at your pace and what you feel comfortable with.
Yes.
But if you're ready to share, or if you're ready, or you know what? And I imagine there's some people that they take this experience and they're saying, you know what? I'm going to be the warrior. I'm going to make sure that no one else on this planet experiences what I had to do. And this is your opportunity to share your
Or
story.
This is what I went through.
To share your strength with people that are going through or adjacent to people going through what you've experienced.
Yes.
And
And
that's,
those testimonies are powerful.
yeah.
There are. We have some great speakers.
Absolutely. And I would even invite offenders that have reformed.
Yes.
That's
And
another.
I actually invite my offender groups.
And I was about to say that's something we don't always talk about on the refuge sides, but we talk about
It's
helping
impactful
victims.
to them too.
Yeah, we talk about helping victims, but they do as much to help the people that are and because of we say this every single time, domestic violence. There's enough studies. There's enough. It's a cycle. 90% of the time, people that are abusers were probably abused
That cycle
in their younger days. And so I'm not.
Or they saw grandma do it. They saw grandpa do it.
Sure.
It's
And I get it. It's easy. It's easy to write off the perpetrator here.
Or
I get it.
the individual's under some type of form of substance abuse
Sure.
or under the influence.
But-
and we know that makes a really big difference.
Yeah. And
you
to
know?
be honest, and this is where as a Christian in me comes out. It's like, no, God teaches, and I know and everybody's Christian. I'm not trying to, but for me personally, I look at it this way. It's like these people, they did wrong.
Yeah.
But if God can forgive them, then why do we not do it? And to be honest, if they were given a different deck of cards than you were given, and I'm not defending what they did, but if you don't know any better, how are you supposed to know to do the right thing if you don't know?
Yes.
And so you got to
A lot of
give
it
them an
is-
opportunity
is
to know.
unlearning bad behavior,
Yeah.
unlearning poor traditions.
Sure.
there's a story that I tell in groups, and it's this girl is making her grandmother's amazing traditional pot roast. And so she's folding the roast and putting it in the pan, and she puts it in her oven, and her husband walks in, and her husband says, "Why do you fold it and put it in the pan like that?" And she goes, "What do you mean? That's the way my mom did it. That's the way her mother taught her." And she goes, I've always wondered. I'm going to call my mom. She calls her mom. She goes, "Mom, why do we fold the roast, put it in the pan, put it in the oven?" She goes, "Well, you're questioning tradition."
It literally is.
She goes, "But I don't know. I'm going to call your grandmother." So she calls her mother, and she says, "Mom, why do we fold the very famous traditional roast, put it in the pan, put it in the oven?" She goes, "Well, I don't know about you, but my pan was too small." So again, those unfound,
Sure.
It's such a simple answer, but that special tradition had been passed down.
It's all
you don't
about
really
perspective,
know why.
and you know what you know because you experienced it, and that. But you're right to the point here, and I'm not saying you don't justify what they did or anything, but
that's okay that it's special and her pan was too small.
Yeah,
make it like grandma.
Exactly.
But what are those negative?
Yeah, but there's no like there's no guarantee that the meat would come out any better if it's folded or flat. You know what I mean? And so that's.
But I'm gonna do it that way because grandma did it.
Sure. So. Well, and to your head. Because you have a sense memory of it, and if you have it another way, it's not mom's. It's just not.
It's
and
not
so
special.
So there's that in that world. It keep going, makes sense. But this is why so if you are offenders and stuff, and have kind of reformed and seen, share your stories too, please. Give that perspective to people, because to fix this, we got to stop both sides.
Yes,
you got to break the cycle.
We have to start at both ends. I look at it. We're starting at both ends of the spectrum. And maybe we can meet in the middle,
Absolutely. It's kind of, because there is a balance. Because we live in a world where, yes, you want to, we are taught to, fight for what you believe in.
To survivorhood, but we also want all offenders to be rehabilitated and no longer offending.
Fine balance to stand up for you, but also compromise and that's
and
why
we
marriage
have to
is so
remember, too,
hard.
most of it is punitive. So
that's why marriage is so hard. When we talk about marriage, you're getting two people that aren't clones of each other, and they've got to coexist. And sure, you pick people hopefully that have common ground, but if you're not gonna find that clone. And like you said, it's you were raised different. Exactly. One's gonna be mom's always folded the thing. The other one's gonna be no, we just
And then let's talk about past trauma.
Yeah.
If you're coming into it and you have had, say an ex-wife, an ex-husband, and there's trauma there, and you're bringing that full package to your new marriage.
You're going to have to unpack that, because it's going to rear its ugly head at some point.
And there has to be mercy and grace and all those things.
And that's why the cycle here. That's why it takes two to tango. It takes if all parties are not involved in the healing process, it makes it really hard to heal. Yeah. It just does. And so that's why we want to, reform these folks. And like you said, and to be honest, when these people realize like that light bulb moment is like, this is not how it's supposed to be, they are quote unquote remorseful. And now we've got to deal with another thing, because now we have to worry about them, because now they could fall in depression and, self-worth issues and things like that. And we don't want that either. We want to build them up. But at the same time, understand you can't treat society the way you treat society. Exactly.
Yeah. And two, the Roswell Refuge has resources. We have a sexual assault nurse examiner on staff.
And that's something, too, we haven't really talked about today. And I know it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but the biggest other thing that goes on at the refuge.
And also restraining orders. We have a court advocate. She works remotely right now. She's wonderful. I think a lot of it, too, though, is sometimes there is that break in communication where individuals, and I'm going to touch on this, that come in, and we are the type of society right now that we want what we want, and we want it now. And so,
again,
yes. And I think that we have to remember that, when we go into places, that sometimes it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit for the judges. It takes a little bit for police. The whole process takes a little bit.
To be
we're there to help.
Nice about it, we live in a society where everyone thinks there's the star of their own movie.
Yes. And an emergency on your part counts as one on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that it's not, the world ain't your movie. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And so we got to remind ourselves that patience and consideration for others and thinking about other people's perspectives sometimes.
But those resources, we have them. If you're in need of a restraining order, in the confines of domestic violence and you need to get away, there's, there is a big difference too on the law.
Absolutely.
Of what the law reads is,
and it's state for state different.
Violence.
Yeah, it's kind of. But yes, the Roswell Refuge. If you're a victim, they can help you through every step of the process. Please reach out. They have a 24/7 hotline.
We do.
And this hotline is for anyone to call.
Yes.
If you yourself are dealing with violence, you're in the driver's seat the entire time. If you want to break out from your situation, that phone call will help you do it. If you just want to bend an ear and vent and talk, that it's there for that. If maybe you're not a victim, but you think something's funny going on and you're not sure how to handle it, call that number and talk to the people.
Yes.
Let them work through that.
575-627-8361.
It's anonymous and it's 24/7.
Yes.
So
if you need, to see if there's room and shelter for you, call.
That's really step one.
Yes.
And then, and then once you're ready to take that next step, they will welcome you into the Roswell Refuge and bring the kids, bring whatever you can with you.
Yes.
To get in there, but I know sometimes you're usually leaving the house and it's what you got in your hand.
And that's why we depend on the community for resources.
But
such
either
as
way,
hygiene and
Refuge will take care of you.
Yes,
that's
we
what they will provide you a bed, and a place to stay, and a place to decompress, and a place to plot your next move to get your life back on track.
Let's get you some resources too while you're there.
And if you do have to deal with the legal side or and this is where the SANE program comes in. Really, this is so amazing, and this is. And I applaud, everyone at the refuge, but particularly those SANE workers because they really see the worst in humanity on a pretty regular basis.
Yes.
And it's a tough job to do, and I salute everyone. But these fine folks, what they do is when a victim of sexual assault comes to them, first things first is taking care of medical and health needs, making sure that person is healthy and whatever medical attention they need to get there, that's what they're going to do.
Yes.
Once
and children too.
And children too, yes, and people involved. Now, once that has been established, if the victim wants to press criminal charges or pursue this matter further, the SANE folks will help them collect evidence. They will help them start the process. Then the refuge kicks in with the legal, get in touch with legal people, representatives. But as far as the physical, collection of evidence, getting everything they need for prosecutors to do what they got to do, the SANE helps in a safe, compassionate, caring way.
Yes.
You're treated. Because it's all done with you in command. If you're not ready to take the evidence, please understand. Sometimes, depending on DNA things, there are time-sensitive stuff, so they might be urgent on certain things if you're kind of on the fence about it. But you are in the driver's seat on this
Yes, you are.
So
all of the control that's typically, stripped away from victims, we're trying to give it back to you.
Absolutely.
Piecemeal,
so that's really the umbrella of the refuge. And then, by the way, like you said, the offender side, they have meetings for the folks that have come and realize
and you
it.
can be self-referred. If
you
wake
it's
up one day and you're
it's-
like, man, I got some things I need to work on.
Yeah,
Call me. Let's get you into groups.
Now, don't if the judge says you got to go to, trust me, it'll change your life.
Yeah,
you'll trust me. But if you don't have to wait to get to that point. You don't have to get to that point. If you're feeling like
because then it is punitive, and we have to have checks and balances.
Because I imagine there's some point some folks are thinking, am I really doing this wrong here? Maybe it is me. Maybe there's that light bulb moment where everything you're hitting turns.
That light bulb moment goes off.
Fortunate enough to find that out before you're dealing with handcuffs or worse, then that's a good thing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's a
But if
good
you're
thing.
like me, a hard learner, and it takes multiple times.
Some of us, you got to beat us up ahead a couple times for it to sink in.
At 11 weeks out of 52 that you're sitting there with us, I see those light bulbs.
Absolutely.
I always say those old JetBlue commercials.
Absolutely.
The
purple
puff of purple smoke.
Yeah.
That's it. They're like, oh my gosh, I have been doing this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is abuse.
Yeah, and it's sometimes it's just
withholding our family's last $50 so I could go buy smokes and beer when we need diapers. Oh.
And you'd be amazed at what things happen or occur or said that just triggers that
and it's like
realization.
It unlocks these memories too.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh my gosh, I did this, and it's like it just starts flowing out.
Sure.
Well, let's Let's fix it.
And then once that happens, then you hold the arms out. All right, let's bring it in. Let's fix
yes,
it. Yep,
let's fix
that's
it.
what you do.
Yeah.
But that's how you fix this.
And it's
problem.
always a we mentality.
Yeah.
I always have a we mentality.
Absolutely, it's got to be that. So
yeah, it's a team thing.
that's why the refuge is so important. That's why we'd love to have you come out on October 17th at Candlelight Vigil and support that. If you want to do more, here's a great way you can do that.
Yeah.
The Roswell Refuge, like I said, they provide the needs for all of the victims and
we
folks
do,
that
men,
come in.
women, and their children.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's quite expensive buying towels and bedding and hygiene supplies and food and things like that.
If you're at the store, pick up an extra family size,
That, and to be honest, your loaves of bread and your big family bottles of soap, that is it is actually fixing one issue at a time.
And we have some beautiful community members that will drop off things.
Because part of the road to recovery for these victims is the mental health side of it, because they've built defenses, they've built there's probably some social quirks and anxieties and things missing with these folks because they've had to basically do things to protect themselves.
Yes, and now you have to rebuild.
And so
from the rebel.
Trust is a very hard thing to get back with some of these folks.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, when random strangers come in with bottles of shampoo and beauty supplies and toiletries and food, they why are they doing this?
Yeah,
just because
nice,
they
the human factor.
And they're like, wait a minute, people are good, and it really does chink away at the armor that they've put up to protect themselves, to allow them to be and feel human again.
And
so
to see their faces, and they're like, oh my gosh, other people care.
Absolutely, you don't realize such a simple task as go buying a couple pies and dropping them off at the refuge makes a difference to these folks in their lives. Yes. So if you have the means and the ability to do that, it's very
simple. If you want to redo a room, if you want to,
if you want to go bigger,
donate some furniture.
If we got a bunch of people that spend their weekends watching HGTV, and they've done so much in their house that their family's like, please stop.
Yes, if you'd like
come to the refuge
build
and
patio furniture for us, or absolutely.
Absolutely. There's and now that we're out of the COVID world again, we can start doing these things.
We can be friends.
Yeah, we can do. Now, please remember, the Roswell Refuge is we're protecting people here.
Yes.
So anonymous, there's when you get to the refuge, there are certain things that
we
just for
can't talk about.
for the protection of the. So that's why not everybody just gets in there. They just don't let people in there because unfortunately. And I know this is hard to wrap your head around for some people, but some of these people breaking away from violent situations, people that have vendettas, and some of these abusers are angry that they broke away and they've exposed them for what they are. And some of these folks are
they need to be protected.
And they're so wrapped up in their mental health issues that they will literally do anything to achieve that goal. And
to get to the victim.
And it's to do this kind of stuff. So for their protection, they have to go a little over the top on
We
have
to keep that
kind of
confidentiality.
So please understand when they tell you no sometimes.
Yeah, it's not a personal thing. It's a federal thing.
Because at the end of the day, these people living in this home are priority. Yes. And that's what everything we're doing here is about. So anything that goes against their health and safety, we're not going to participate in.
Even if the police come and say, and that's why I say it's a federal thing, is they are protected, that confidentiality,
And it's like your lawyer. Or your doctor. Same kind of thing.
Those victims, we have to keep that confidence.
Absolutely. But that being said, don't let that deter you from helping out. No. If you want to show your heart and show ways to help these people, please do that. Please reach out, call.
Yes.
I don't hesitate to call the office and say, hey, I heard you on the radio. I hear you. What's like the go-to supplies? What are you short-staffed on?
And it's almost Halloween. I know people have been dropping off some goodies, for the kids. And
don't forget, there's lots of kids. There's lots of, and so even like presents. We're getting into the holiday season. Toys, things like that. Now's a good time to start doing that because they want to make sure every child and family that is in that home during the holidays has a Christmas or has a Thanksgiving
I think a toy drive is something we should do this Christmas. I think that'd be wonderful.
Put that on the brain too while you're out shopping.
We have a lot of children in shelter.
And when you get and you get all kids all ages from newborns to
18,
17 almost 18-year-old kids here. So think of what all ages like. And so but please and don't hesitate to call the refuge the office to ask about that kind of stuff. They'd be happy. There's two different there's the home. And that's where all the good work happens. And then there's the office, and that's where you go to get your restraining orders, or if you have business with
or
the
do your groups.
refuge.
do your intake.
Yeah,
with
the
me.
meetings and stuff are all there too.
And
so.
that's 624-3222.
The phone number.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the phone number. No. I should have said that. We're on radio. And it's 1215 North Garden is our admin address. So.
Absolutely. So please, please reach out. Please come out. And then, of course, October 17th is our Say My Name Candlelight Vigil event. Remember My Name. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm a little more aggressive.
Say
my name.
Yeah,
but,
say my name.
But it is happening at the Anderson Museum. What time is everything starting on the 17th there?
5:30.
5:30 p.m.
Yes.
And
we say 5:30 to 7, but it kind of wraps up in an hour.
Yeah, it's kind of
it depends who wants to stay.
To be honest, it's where everyone's emotional levels are at.
Yes.
If you're like, I've taken in enough
Lots
tonight, let's go look at some art.
Yeah, let's go eat dinner.
It's as long as it needs to be.
Yes.
That's a good thing to say.
I love that.
It's as long as it needs to be.
Yes. That's true. Yeah, because sometimes it does run over.
Yeah, absolutely. And in other years, but either way, come early, stay late, and enjoy the museum while you're at it too. So good deal.
Please do.
And give out the crisis number one more time if you don't mind, Lauren.
It's 575-627-8361.
Call that 24/7.
365.
There's help on the other side of that line, whether you want information.
If you need to get into shelter, seek out that number so they can tell you if they have room.
Absolutely. Yes. If you make a phone call, and we'll get the ball rolling.
And if you're in another city too, I mean, and I joke, we get plenty of phone calls for Roswell, Georgia. So sometimes we have to weed those out, but if you're in another city and need resources, or maybe you're
you partner up, like
trying to get away from another city to Roswell.
Yeah, like was it last month or whatever? We had Grammy's house partner with you guys, and we were on together, and every
we love Grammys.
Those Grammys and the Refuge are the same thing. Just one's in Eddy County, one's in Chaves County. That's pretty much the difference.
For sure.
They do great work, and of course, me doing the Artesia show for years. I talked with her for many years, Selena over there, and
Selena's wonderful.
Yeah, she's good people too. So absolutely. Did we get it all?
I think so.
Excellent. Well, thank you as always.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next
tried
time.
the Oreos.
What do you think?
They're weird.
You did say lemon. I heard you say they do.
Yes,
they do have a lemon taste to them.
Yeah.
I guess that's just something they put in sodas.
And the Coke is. I mean, a Coke tastes more like the Oreo.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Nice to try new things.
It's an Oreo, and you can eat the whole box because it's Oreos. But for terms of Oreos, not their best one.
No, for sure.
But thank you, Lauren.
You bet, sir. Thank you so much.
I was like, take those back, but no, we don't want to do that today. All right, it is 8:59. Once again, I'm late to the game, and I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. So let's do this quick commercial break before we get to news. Don't go away.
Developer claims he's been blocked by the state from building a new eye clinic in Artesia, all because of a new state regulation that requires new homes and buildings be outfitted with EV charging stations. Scott Taylor, the president of Permian Construction, said he had been working with iSight to relocate their facility on Main Street to a bigger building off 26th Street in Artesia. Imagine his surprise when the city denied his permit for the eye clinic because plans did not include equipment to charge electric vehicles. Taylor claims such a requirement would add about $800,000 to his costs, something he's just not willing to do. The governments in Artesia, Carlsbad, Eddy County, Lee County, and Hobbs have all voted to approve opposition resolutions to the state's new EV charging rules. New Mexico State Police will be conducting sobriety checkpoints, saturation patrols, and registration, insurance, and driver's license checkpoints during October in all counties throughout the state. NMSP says it's bringing awareness to these events to reduce impaired driving-related fatalities through continued media attention and intensive advertising. The checkpoints, they say, will help to change the society's attitude about driving while under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
ChatGPT is the fastest growing app ever. It hit over 100 million daily users in just 3 months after its launch. It's no wonder. It's changing the way people work. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Accelerate your AI workload today. Take a free test drive at oracle.com/Kim. A lot of those little tasks eat up your day can be handed over to AI. You can use ChatGPT to fix the tone of an email, spice up your resume, build a website, write a poem, create memes, and a lot more. And it's free. Now, you can buy a subscription to ChatGPT Plus for $20 a month. But is it worth it? I'll let you decide. If you do pay up, you're going to notice faster response times, especially during peak hours. That's from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Plus, members also get new features and updates first with early access. But the big one, the main difference, is higher usage limits. Free members are often capped, and they cannot ask as many questions. And you also get slower results. Sign up for my free newsletter at getkim.com. AI might be the most important new computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing, and of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim, oracle.com/Kim.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Count them up. We got 3 really good games in Roswell this evening. It's Friday night football. The Roswell Coyotes 4-1, 2-1 in district, playing Gadsden, which is surprisingly 5-1 overall. That starts at 7 o'clock. Dexter is 6-0 and 2-0 in district. They're going to be playing at NMMI, also 2-0 in district. The Colts are 4-1 overall. That'll be 7 o'clock game time as well. And Gateway Christian 8-man football will be playing Melrose. Melrose is undefeated at 6-0. Gateway Christian, after beating Mescalero last week, is 4-1, 2-1 in district. Goddard will be playing on the road at Deming. The Rockets are 2-4 overall. Deming is 4-2. And Lake Arthur has the week off in 8-man football this week. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Major retailers and consumers are breathing a little easier this morning as the East Coast and Gulf Coast port strike ends. The International Longshoremen's Association and the United States Maritime Alliance have agreed to a tentative deal on wages. The strike threatened U.S. supplies of food, goods, and automobiles. U.S. services sector activity jumped to a 1.5-year high in September amid strong growth in new orders, more evidence that the economy remained on a solid footing in the third quarter. Airlines are largely avoiding Iranian airspace in their flights over the Middle East as worries over conflicts between Israel and Iran grow. Turmoil in the Middle East in the last year has led to confusion, prompting airlines to frequently change routes as they reassess the safety of airspace in the region. Amazon plans to hire 250,000 transportation and warehouse workers this holiday season, the same number as last year. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
The Eastern New Mexico State Fair and the Hondo Rodeo Company present the 3rd annual Pecos Valley Stampede, October 4th and 5th, 6 p.m. at the Bob Crosby Arena north of the fairgrounds, featuring trailer loading, open ranch bronc riding, daily knot tying, stray gathering, and wild cow milking, plus calf scramble, mutton busting, and mini bull riding for the kids. And admission to the rodeo is free with your paid admission to the fair. Call 575-910-4962 to get your team signed up. The 3rd annual Pecos Valley Stampede Ranch Rodeo, October 4th and 5th at the Bob Crosby Arena, and paid for by the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
Here in Roswell, we work hard for our money. That's why it's important to spend our money wisely. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When I walk through our store, I'm really impressed with the furniture we sell. It's so beautiful and so comfortable you could just feel the quality. This is furniture you'll be proud of for years to come. Furniture that your family will enjoy every day. Furniture that will last and last. Get the most from your hard-earned money. Come see us at Glenn's Furniture, where delivery is free since 1953.
Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. They salute the hardworking 4-H and FFA kids for striving to be the best every day. As farmers and ranchers themselves, the crew at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply know the hard work that goes into making farming and agriculture what it is today. And from Everyone's a Winner program to actually investing in these future farmers and ranchers during the Junior Livestock Sale, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is proud to support the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Stop by today, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio, KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Stay tuned. Next hour, we're going to have Dan Jennings with 100% Chavez County and Geneva Martinez with Many Hands Roswell talking about a great new program that's going on here. They're starting right here in Roswell, so we'll talk about that next hour. News is next. We'll be back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The experts did not see this coming. They did not expect this many hires last month. America's employers grew their payrolls by 254,000 jobs.
Last month's hiring gain was up sharply from the 159,000 jobs that were added in August. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate dropped from 4.2 to 4.1%. The latest figure suggests that many companies are still confident enough to fill jobs despite the continued pressure of high interest rates.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The dock workers' strike is on hold, suspended until January 15th, providing some more time to negotiate a new contract. The AP reports management is offering a 62% pay hike over 6 years, but issues like workplace automation have yet to be resolved. Former President Trump calls it a disgrace, word that FEMA's running out of money for hurricane relief. Mr. Trump says they've given over $1 billion to illegal migrants who came in, and now they have no money for storm-battered states. After warning people to evacuate, Israel overnight unleashing a series of massive airstrikes in Beirut's southern suburbs. Israeli Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi says this will not stop until the enemy has been crushed.
The return of the residents to northern Israel is achieved by destroying the terrorist infrastructure that Hezbollah built near the border so that it can raid our communities and kill Israeli citizens. We will not allow Hezbollah to settle in these places in the future. The severe damage to Hezbollah in all areas in Beirut, the Lebanon Valley, and in South Lebanon will continue.
The Israeli army chief heard there through a BBC translator. In the wake of the surprisingly strong jobs report, stocks are higher on Wall Street. The Dow's up 162 points. The Nasdaq Composite Index ahead 93. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
For the first time in more than 4 years, Iran's supreme leader has led Friday prayers in Tehran.
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei holds ultimate power in Iran and very rarely leads Friday prayers himself. So this is a sign of the gravity of the moment for the regime. It's still reeling from the loss of its allies, Hassan Nasrallah and the Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, who was assassinated in Tehran in July. And it's bracing itself for Israel's response to its missile strike, threatening to attack again when that comes. So all eyes are now on the supreme leader. The words and tone of his sermon will be carefully watched for what they signal about where this dangerous crisis might go next.
The BBC's Caroline Hawley. A severe storm in Bosnia has flooded several towns in central and southern parts of the country, closing roads, leaving houses without electricity. Rescue services report several people are missing. News and analysis, townhall.com. An infamous California murder case that made national headlines decades ago is back in the news today.
Prosecutors in Los Angeles are reviewing new evidence in the case of the Menendez brothers, who were convicted of killing their parents in their Beverly Hills mansion more than 35 years ago. Attorneys for 53-year-old Eric Menendez and his 56-year-old brother Lyle Menendez have asked a court to vacate their conviction. The brothers were given life sentences for fatally shooting their parents in 1989. The new evidence includes a letter written by Eric Menendez that his attorneys say corroborates the allegations that he was sexually abused by his father. A hearing is scheduled for November 29th. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Augusta National Chairman Fred Ridley says he's confident the Masters will take place in April as scheduled, despite heavy damage to the pristine course inflicted by Hurricane Helene. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco gets on the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday. Ta-da.
Yes.
We made it. 'Tis Friday.
Indeed 'tis.
And all right, I gotta get, because during the break there, I kind of got on the Facebook and was looking at stuff. And one of the pages that I guess I follow or just pops up all the time, it's one of these Gen X, I'm a pro Gen X, Gen X badge of honor. We're Gen X, we do Gen X, Gen X, one of those things.
One of those for Gen X only pages.
Yeah. Kind of. But anyway, so the post said, I just found out the number 8675309. You know this?
Jenny.
Yeah. Is prime. And that fact gratifies me to the very core of my Gen X soul.
Wait, so the number 8675309 is a prime number.
Correct.
That would be, hang on.
Oh, but here's the thing.
I need to write it down. 7 digits.
Well, so I was like.
So that's 8,670. Hang on. 675,309.
Well, here, hold on. Before you. Okay. Whatever you did there. I don't know. I don't do that well. But I was like. So I was like, all right, I got to see the comments here. And so, like, one of the first comments, not prime, ends in 9, divisible by 3. And boy, howdy, did that open a can of worms. And I don't even understand it, but it's delightful to just, what? All right. First, right out the gate. 8675309 is not only a prime number, it is also a double prime and a member of the primitive Pythagorean triple.
Pythagorean.
There you go. 3 doesn't divide evenly into 8675309, and then he puts some number here. Jade, some other person. I returned to say the same thing because the bot, yes, 8675309 is a phone number, is a prime number. It is a larger member of the twin prime pair, with 8675307 being the smaller member. It is also the hypotenuse of a primitive
Pythagorean.
Yeah, triple. I'm like, my mind's just like. What are they talking about?
This is Gen Xers putting their glasses on and being like, actually, that's fantastic.
I was enamored, but like, what are they? I don't know anything.
Somebody
they're talking
needs
about.
to get in there in the comments and just be like, ... I got it. I got it.
But I'm like, wow, it was a lot to think. So
that is certainly
so
something.
I was like, I got it. So I hope all you math folks spend the rest of your day wrapping your head around that one.
For good time calculators.
Well, that was the funny thing. The one guy who was arguing about it, he goes, "Look, I just put the number in my calculator on the phone. This is what it divided by. So it's not prime." And then they're like, "Well," but then all that double pentathlon, whatever's with a twist. I don't know. Showed up in there. So I'm like,
I chuckle. I laugh, but at the same time, I weirdly listen to stuff in my car when I have my kids to like edify them and kind of like maybe see if I can help increase their brain power. This is one of the songs in the lineup of my kids' music in the car.
And now, ASAP Science presents 100 digits of pi. 3.14159, this is pi, followed by 2653589, circumference over diameter 79, then 323, OMG, can't you see? 8462643, and now we're on a spree. 38 and 32.
So it's not that lame to hear all these things about Jenny that's a prime number. That's actually kind of fascinating.
it is fascinating, but I was just blown away by the conversation of
absolutely.
the debating the existence of, in fact, it is a prime number.
This is where, instead of like millennials, are fighting like, my generation was better. It's like, my generation's more educated. Let me show you.
Well, all I know is I'm going to go with it's prime because they used a lot of big words in their argument to convince me.
That's exactly why I don't talk politics, because I'm like, there's a lot of big words I don't necessarily know the meaning of, and I feel like I could present a cogent point, but I don't wanna.
Right.
Same thing with education or with math. I don't know what a sine or a cosine is.
I mean, like that's the world. Like I live my life, and I'm on the radio. I say things, do things, and I'm a relatively confident dude, and kind of I know I know my lane. That's what I feel like I know my lane.
I'm waiting for somebody to come out with the number of syllables in the song "The Sign" by Ace of Base, and then find the sine and cosine of the sign.
There you go.
All right, challenge out there. The gauntlet has been thrown.
That's right. But I know my lane, and math has never been. I default to everyone else on math. It does not work in my. That's where other things excel in my head. That kind of stuff does not.
I talk good. That's why I do this thing.
I have a horrid sense of direction, and my math skills are pretty unsavory.
I didn't realize how bad my directional skills were until I got separated from my kid's mom, because up until that point, you have a navigator. You have somebody be like, she'll get me there.
Yeah.
I'll just do what she says and she'll get me there. Thank God for Google Maps.
Right.
And curse when Google Maps has not done their homework. Like Artesia for Google Maps is a disaster.
Yeah.
Half the time it'll take you to the complete wrong side of town.
Like, to be honest, there's no way I could be a police officer. And the simple fact, it's not dealing with the public. It's not, having to arrest people. It's me on the thing going, I'm traveling east, west. I don't know which way I'm going. I'm on the road.
Right. You'll see me go in my head like this, and I'm trying to see the cross streets. I'm like, okay, so it's Virginia and like 6th.
Yeah. But I watch all those cop shows, and they're like, we're northbound, now we're going southbound. I'm like, I would be flummoxed right there.
Nope.
I'm turning on another road. It's 5th Street. We're going left.
Dispatch, can you tell me what building to turn left or right at?
Yeah.
Dispatch, can you tell me where to turn at the Target?
Head westbound. I can't do that.
I just love the idea of dispatchers giving directions like the farmer at the corner. Go down 13 steps. You're going to turn left. You're going to take a right at the fork.
How does that orient the Allsups?
Where the Circle K used to be, go ahead and head left.
Yeah, that's how they explain
Head left, but cut right.
Yep. So that's why I'm not law enforcement. People be going to Eddy County by the time I get done with them.
Suspect is westbound on. Hold on. This is Officer Smalls. Suspect headed left to the Walmart.
Next to the merry-go-round thing. Anyway.
The sign where the trampoline park says it's gonna be.
Yes. Future home of.
By the way, I saw this over the weekend, and it was like kind of talked about a little bit. They're turning the racquetball club into a. Okay, hold on. First of all, they're converting the
old Roswell
Racquetball Club and Spa into a trampoline park. / day spa.
What?
Right?
How does those two things exist in the same building?
That's like I don't know, yogurt.
That's like
rock
putting
breaking or something.
That's like putting a library in a rock concert venue.
Right?
Why would you do that?
I don't know that those two things will.
I mean,
intersect,
maybe we don't see the vision. Maybe the vision's there, but yes, that is an odd pairing.
Well, and as I've pictured the inside of the building, my thought is that they're going to use the old pool area. They're going to probably fill that in and use that as the trampoline park. Put some tramps in like the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
And then where the racquetball club was and the dressing rooms, I feel like that's going to be this day spa area, or at least that's how I envision it. I don't know.
I'm just wondering because I don't hang in a lot of day spas, but in my head, I feel like it's supposed to be like calm, relaxing.
Yeah, there's
there's the
Yanny
bowl
or whatever
music,
and
Yanny playing or something, some
Yanny.
Pure Mood, the CD or whatever it is.
Well, you are East Coast. You know that Yanny guy.
The Pure Mood CD or whatever it is.
Oh, Pure Moods, dude. That was like...
Or like when you went to Target, they had that display where you could listen to all those CDs, and this is Wind.
I love that. I would sit there for almost an hour and just playing Sounds of the Siberia.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah, so I figured, in my head, I picture a lot of that. In a trampoline park, that's loud, screaming kids jumping around. And so I'm like, I don't see how those two vibe in the same
Unless
building.
they put up some good soundproofing between the two.
That's the only thing I can think of, unless it's maybe, or maybe they do, you know how like there's the hot yogas and the, maybe they do like hot trampolining or something.
Hot tramping?
Hot tramp.
Hot tramp.
Yeah, maybe I'll work on the name.
Yeah, We'll get back. We'll go to the drawing board. We'll get back to you on that one.
So maybe they're going to infuse where you could do like spa-related things.
I just do like the idea of, I'm a hot tramper. Here come the hot tramper.
I mean, I'm intrigued by the possibility.
As am I.
But it does sound like those two don't belong in the same place together. I get that.
It just definitely sounds like a weird. It's like when Carl's Jr. put a hot dog and potato chips on a cheeseburger. You know, it's like it seems like it's a weird combination. But hey. Maybe it works.
It could be.
Is there anything more American, though? Honestly, like if you think about it, trampoline park / day spa, it kind of like scratches all those like id itches for America.
Yeah.
We just need a place to send our kids and a place to get a massage.
You know what the weird irony is in the statement you made earlier to me in my head? Is the only other time I've had a burger with hot dogs on it is at a Mexican restaurant. It was delightful and delicious, but I've never seen it in an American restaurant. It's always been in a Mexican restaurant.
But did that burger also have potato chips on top?
It did not.
And onion rings?
No. But it had guacamole and a whole
barbecue sauce?
Things.
Well, then that burger was not America, sir.
All I know is
I have tasted America, and it tastes like vaguely of potato chips and hot dogs.
I'm just thinking the hot dog on the hamburger thing might not be American. Or if it's American, it's the southern part of North America.
What's more American than viciously taking other people's cultures for our own?
Well, everybody does that.
Well, yeah, but America does it the best.
Well,
people are like, "What's America? What's some food that Americans are famous for?"
I would argue no.
Pizza, French fries.
I would make an argument that no. I would say it's the other way around, because prior to the internet, the biggest commodities in this world were American products, jeans. Our things. And then the internet came out and they said, oh, we got cool stuff here too. You Americans might like it. I would argue they started it.
Really? I mean, but also the whole food like proliferation thing has been a thing for a while.
Sure, but people that like say I say, no, that is an inaccurate statement. It's culture's been stealing and doing for other cultures since there's been other cultures.
I would say that we took what those cultures have given us and made it better and Americanized because of it.
That's where the true argument is right. No, it's not stealing from everything. It's what humans do. You take the wheel and you make it better. That's how humans work. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you're from, the human brain works that way.
Like I'm just saying, if you go over to like Napoli and slap a meat lovers from Pizza Hut down in front of them, they're gonna look at you with disgust.
Well, and I think if you dig deep in the history of pizza, there's a fusion of American and Italian. I don't think Italians were down with pizza till some Americans start doing some stuff. I'm just saying. Probably. I don't know all the history there, but it's not as clear cut as one thinks. I mean, you could argue pasta all day, and Italians but Asians been doing pasta. I'm just saying. That this is the world we talk of. People try to claim things and you just didn't. They were doing something with a different part of the planet than you were, and then when you all got together and said, "Oh man, we've been doing that too." That's all I'm saying.
Everybody does the same stuff, just a little differently.
Yeah. All right, we got to get the hour going.
Yeah, we do.
It is 8:20. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. Expansive area of high pressure sticking around. Now we are trimming our temperatures a little bit for today. That afternoon high ranging from the mid to upper 80s for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. Plenty of sunshine coming in. Generally clear for the overnight hours and our low for the mid to upper 50s. We're back into the upper 80s and low 90s. Looks like for Saturday and for Sunday too. Lots of sunshine coming in for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 63 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 41% with winds out of the north at 8 miles per hour. Nice day today. Sunny skies, a high of 88. Winds will be out of the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, clear skies. Expect an overnight low of 56 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. For Saturday, sunny, 91 tomorrow. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10. Sunday, sunny skies. Highs right about 90. And then when you head back to work and school Monday, 89 under sunny skies. And looks like we're going to be floating right around 89, 90 pretty much all again next week as well, too. I was saying earlier, a cut and paste weather forecast. It's pretty much the same every day next week. All right, 8:21. We're going to take a quick 3.5-minute break, and then we're going to talk with Geneva Martinez from Many Hands here in Roswell and Dan Jennings with 100% Chavez County. Got a great new program that's just getting underway here, helping homeless in our community. So we'll talk all about that and other updates as well. Don't go away.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
At the end of the Apostle Paul's life, he wrote these words, "I've fought the good fight, I've finished the race, I've kept the faith. Now there is in store for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but to all who have longed for his appearing." There's a lot of craziness in our world these days. However, for those who have accepted the saving grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, we know that the next life will be full of perfect peace. After living a life trying to destroy followers of Christ, the Lord spoke to Paul and changed his life's work to preaching the saving grace of Jesus. He truly fought the good fight from that point on. He had lived through persecution, prison, and even peril, yet was ready in the end to meet God's judgment, knowing that he had done what God had called him to do. You too can have that same assurance that even though this world is a mess, if you answer the call of God, you can face judgment with peace. Do you want to find that peace? Join us to learn how.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
If you have legal questions and you need answers, this is your opportunity. The Volunteer Attorney Program and the 5th Judicial District Pro Bono Committee presents the Roswell Free Legal Fair, Friday, October 4th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Roswell Adult Center, 807 North Missouri. Get free in-person consultations with an attorney that can answer your questions regarding divorce, custody, visitation, and child support, landlord and tenant disputes, wills, probate and powers of attorney, employment, unemployment, benefits contracts, and more. This free event is open to the public on a first-come, first-served basis. Bilingual attorneys and staff will be available upon request. Call 877-266-9861 or email legalclinics@nmlegalaid.org to learn more. The Roswell Free Legal Fair, Friday, October 4th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Roswell Adult Center, 807 North Missouri. This event sponsored by the Volunteer Attorney Program and the 5th Judicial District Pro Bono Committee.
Hey, Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Trustmark is one of the only roofing companies that's also a licensed commercial and residential general contractor.
Wow.
I know, who cares, right? Well, you should care. You see, a licensed roofer can install a new roof on your home, but really can't handle structural problems underneath. So if your roof needs reframing or your chimney needs a water diverting cricket, you may need to call a licensed general contractor. And coordinating two companies for your roofing job can get costly and messy fast. As a licensed roofer and general contractor, Trustmark can install a stunning new roof on your home and handle structural issues. This saves you time, money, hassle, and even makes it easier to file an insurance claim. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit us at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Geneva Martinez back with us from Many Hands here in Roswell. Also, Dan Jennings as well with 100% Chaves County. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a lot to say. I got to do it all in one breath.
Yes.
So. But,
you did good.
Of course, for folks not familiar, there's a lot of it's all kind of focused on one thing: helping folks meet needs. That's kind of, but it's a lot of different umbrellas and offshoots here, because, obviously with 100% Chaves County, you're doing all kinds of stuff with getting people connected to healthcare stuff, to government aid, whatever, whatever those kinds of things. Many Hands, Roswell, they work directly with homeless. They a lot of their stuff, of course, with the warming center stuff, that's all under the Many Hands umbrella. But in reality, this is all one big kind of batch of people trying to just, turn over every rock and leaf and see what we can do to find some help for people around our community here. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, and I'm also the housing sector, so 100% really hits on 10 different sectors in the community.
It's like Dan's just as much involved with Many Hands as much as Geneva's involved with 100% Chaves County.
Right, and it does take different partnerships with common goals to come together, and that includes also getting the city on board, talking to not just nonprofits, but for-profits, and how does the community work together for a common goal?
Absolutely.
And really, the common goal I've always had is more housing.
Absolutely.
And that looks different if we talk about housing as a continuum. If we have a long line of it, we do need the warming centers. Mm-hmm. That's emergency sheltering. We have the Roswell Homeless Coalition that is like more long-term sheltering with programming. Also looking at what is independent transitional type of, what does that mean?
Absolutely.
And that's like that rapid rehousing that Alianza has that helps people get into housing. And then so on and so on. We need the workforce housing to grow.
Sure. Well, and let's face it, a lot of the folks you're dealing with to try to help, a lot of it's transitional stuff. So it's like first things, especially if we're dealing with people that are homeless, unhoused, we're like, first thing we do, we got to get you an address. We got to get you someplace where people can send you things, get you where you can receive and get correspondence.
And have a place for your clothes.
Yeah.
And you can
get, so that's kind of, so there's a phase there where that, but then, okay, now we got some of that. Yep. How do we start getting you to a point where you're independently doing these things for yourself? And so that's, and about some of the stuff we're talking about, that's where we're going to the next levels here with, okay, now we got this great program with these homes where you can live in here for X amount of months to get your established, to build a nest egg for yourself, to get to transition to being back to everything you're doing on your own. But at the same time, they're also learning this stuff, how to balance a budget, how to make sure you can pay your bills at the end of the month. What happens when the refrigerator breaks? That's it's all part of these transitional steps going from to wherever they went to getting back to where they're like living and doing and like what we all want for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, if you think of it and that's the way it's going and building in that process, it kind of makes sense on how you guys do things and in the way in which you do them. If that makes sense, everything I just said there.
Yes. So with that, I guess we could talk about SOAR first, and then the rehab to rental program.
Sure, I'll let you drive here. I'll just sit back and say,
I think I'll give the back history on how the conversation of SOAR came about.
Okay.
And then I'll hand it over to Dan so he can talk more about the programming.
Perfect. Okay.
And like the process of it all. I had several conversations with different people that stemmed after I went to University High School and met with all of their seniors. I did a quick survey with them, and through that survey, we identified that around 60 to 70% of the students were really concerned about after graduation that they cannot find housing, to where the point where they wanted to leave Roswell. So we're not retaining our students to stay here. What is incentivizing them? And then also food insecurity. So that conversation was happening, but a whole nother conversation was happening with Andrea, who is a social worker out at Job Corps.
Okay.
And she was looking for housing for the students that are exiting. So she had several students that had jobs and were working, but there was no housing here.
Gotcha.
And that kind of stems back from the rehab to rentals that I was already working on, where we are looking at homes that are not in the best shape, that need some love and care.
Yeah, that's a win-win for everybody,
Right,
because the neighbors love this, the owner of the home loves this, and at the same time we're helping a person or family get back to on their feet again here. It's a beautiful. I mean, what negative is to that? It's an amazing project. So I don't know why we can't. That should be. I don't know why that's not singing from the mountaintops, and there's not cities and municipalities trying to fund that. Because there's a win-win for everybody.
I don't think anybody looked at it this way before, because that's what we found with the state. and fortunately, we have some great news about that program. So it just doesn't help the person getting the housing. It also helps the property owner that has this house that's boarded up or needs some tender love and care.
That probably is lacking the finances, because they don't want it looking like that either, but life happens, and they got their family to feed and priorities, and that's low on the priority list here.
Yeah, we found that most of these houses are privately owned, but the people just can't access the funds.
Absolutely.
Or exactly.
There's 100 reasons why that's like that, and not all of them are nefarious.
And then the second part of it is finding local contractors or handymen that can do the work. So and using local supplies.
Which,
so we're
feeding the workforce, creating jobs.
Yep. And then in the tail end, we do have, programming like HUD and Alianza that can step in to help people get into these homes.
Not to mention raising the property values of these particular places, or once looked at as dilapidated eyesores, are now an enhancement to the neighborhood. Which, guess what? Now your neighbor's house is worth a little bit more.
Right. And there's a big talk about what neighborhood stabilization looks like. And that's a big talk of 2020 and so on. To have a healthy community, we have to have healthy neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
And if we have neighborhoods that have 1 to 2, 3 to 4 houses that are boarded up, the neighborhood isn't stable.
Sure. Well, let me ask you a question. You go to a restaurant, and it's got flies and everything's looking. Are you expecting a gourmet meal to come out of that kitchen?
Right.
No.
That's the point. If the neighborhood are you expecting? Exactly. You're a product of your environment, and you're absolutely correct. And that's so. Yeah, it makes sense. It's just when you think about it in a way, it's like, if you want to fix things, let's break it down and see what the issues are. And at the end of the day, these are the issues.
Yeah.
How do we? All right, let's one at a time check them off. How do we do this? And guess what? We're not going to fix it overnight, but a bunch of this definitely puts us in a direction better than I would guarantee you, if we follow this and you look and take a 5-year period, I know for a fact this town will be healthier, financially better, and just a better place to live in 5 years. It just would. It's just, and you could take, we got a lot of other things going on with Reno air races and all that. Take all of that out of the equation and just do this. I guarantee there would be an improvement in this community. Property values, crime rates, all these numbers that we're bad at will change. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
we ended up, I went up to Santa Fe in January and spoke with MFA. And they talked about this new innovation project that they had going on. And they were looking for people that are looking at affordable housing that hasn't been looked at in any other way.
Gotcha.
And so when I explained,
thinking outside the box. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I explained that, it took going all the way back to pulling our housing plan from the city and looking at what our city had planned, and then finding some, alarming statistics about 70% of our homes have been built from 1920 to 1980. So we talk about water and infrastructure aging out. Our homes are aging out.
Need some updating, but in terms of bones, those houses are
very good.
Got some good bones.
Yeah.
You ever seen a house from the 20s? Those things will last.
Right. Exactly.
But they definitely probably need some TLC.
Exactly.
So I presented our project that we did with Many Hands. It was a pilot project. It was a concept.
Mm-hmm.
Really, my goal was to talk to the municipalities and say, hey, let's work together to identify these houses, and maybe they could go after some of this funding.
Mm-hmm.
But in the long end, MFA came back and said, we have a grant for $500,000. Well, we would like for you to apply for it. So I got with Dan, and we got it written out, submitted it through 100%, and received $500,000. Well, we have been awarded it. We are still looking for houses, for one. So if there's any property owners that are listening that have some property that they want to get up as rentals, come talk to us.
Sure. It's like if you got stuff that may qualify for this, it's like, hey, maybe we can meet an agreement to make everybody happy.
Exactly.
Yes. And we're also looking for the workers, right? We're looking for the contractors and those that the handyman.
And which guys like Job Corps, because that's one of the things. There's probably students that graduate right out of the program can get into these
work with contractors and
these businesses and everything else. Yeah, it really is this. It's creating an ecosystem where it can self-sustain and do its own thing once you invest the time, money, and effort into creating it.
Right.
Right. Yeah. We identified the problem. We know that we need more housing.
Yes.
And from affordability, from emergency housing to all the way of new constructions, we need developers to come in and create more apartment complexes, more neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, we can look at what is the quickest way to affordable housing, and that's rehabbing houses that are already here.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of like we're trying to combat long term, but at the same time we gotta put the Band-Aids to triage what we can triage right now.
And there's solutions for everything.
Sure.
And the nice thing about it is this is only one solution. There are plenty more that still have to be done. But in this case, we wanted to look at what is the solution that there's funding available for, that we can write towards.
If you're
and
a
get
person
moving.
that's homeless right now, it's like, that's wonderful, but how can you help me today?
Exactly.
And that's what you're kind of addressing. We're trying to address both issues at the same time. Here.
We try to address any.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in and out of here, this radio show, for years and years. But I could say these last 24 months, there's been more movement.
Awesome.
And that it's because people come together.
It's also an election year. But yeah.
Well, what's great is that it's everybody at the table, because it doesn't affect just one party, right? This is something that we keep over and over saying, we got to get to 50,000, right? We have to have the housing to get to 50,000.
Sure. And this is kind of, and I hate getting political, but you cannot not do that in this circle here. And this is where I hate this whole party politics type thing. And I get it, the need, and sure, we can get in the national level and we can beat this up all day. But when you're here in your neighborhoods, in your county, in your cities, in your towns and things like that, it's not D or R, it's your neighborhood. What's best for the community? What, how does everybody live and coexist and be happy here? And what things do we need to do to support that and keep people that want to stay here? And what things do we need to do that? It has nothing to do with D or R, because every one of these folks here, whether they're D's or R's, they want to be happy. They want their family to have an opportunity, a place where they can raise their families, a place where they can find entertainment, where they can find things that bring their quality of life together. Everybody wants that. Now we can all decide, no, I want this or this restaurant or this racquetball court, whatever that is, but we all can agree on that's what we want. And if we can all agree to create and put that efforts in there, regardless of what Big D or Big R saying, let's do that. And that's really, and this is, to be honest, this is why I like having, when I have Jocelyn, my when she's not video producing, I have her in her Food Not Bombs. This is what, and then in yourselves, this is all of this stuff we're talking about, everything you guys are doing. And this is what I want the audience to know is you guys are just people doing this. You're not working for government entity X. That's your job to do this thing. Right. You and your people that are partner with are really just concerned citizens that, you have your day jobs, you got jobs to feed your family and do your thing, and then your passion is this. And this is the part in Geneva, this is where I think you guys are amazing on this stuff, is when you talked about that grant there. I was like, citizens, people, average person is not doing those kind of things. That's the kind of stuff you're hoping your city councilors, your elected officials are turning those rocks. Because quite frankly, most of us don't know that stuff unless you're in the picture. You just make it a point that you're in the picture.
Yeah, I know. When I would have to show up to meetings, I'm like, I'm not with anybody. But just
and so that's the point. I was like, if you want a better community, if you're waiting on city council, if you're waiting on a county commission, you're going to wait forever.
Right.
This is how it gets done.
Community
people like
action
yourselves,
does this.
people getting involved, going to our officials and saying, hey, why isn't this getting done? Or, hey, I found out about it. Why didn't you guys find out?
Well, and the greatest thing is not coming up with the problems, because I think we know what the problems are.
But come up with a solution. Yeah, it's easy to complain, but come and say, yeah, we got a problem. Here's some resources I found. What can we do? Can we partner together? And that's how you do it. That's what you guys are doing. And that's how we make this community better. So this is why I'm saying these things we're talking about, 100% Cheves County, Food Not Bombs, the many hands, and
the SOAR program,
Homeless Coalition, these things that we've got put together. You and we, the public, have to get involved in this, because this is how this is changing. All the stuff we're talking about is an amazing stuff. But you know how it's going to happen? Everybody gets off their keister and does something about it. Do it your little part. Maybe you're a landowner or a property owner that you know what, can I get a hold of those? Who's those people on the radio this morning? I need to talk to them. I got a house that needs some work. Maybe let's start. This is how it happens. It's one house, and this is how where we're at now. It started with one guy in one house and called a phone call, and here we go. This is really what's going on here. So
and really, in all of these programs can all be linked to 100% Cheves County, and so just going to that one website, you'll be able to find these different programs on that main page, and just click on it, and it will take you to the SOAR program that we're about to talk about. It'll take you to the rehab to rental. So if you're a property owner or somebody that wants to be involved with the culture, and it's not, we're not saying this is come help us donate your time and labor. No, these workers are getting paid.
We have money.
Sure.
Yeah. So
this is yeah. I mean, it's charity, but charity to live, to survive. We're creating. So yes, people, and this is what I'm saying. It's a community effort. Everybody benefits here. This is not. Yes, we're helping homeless, but to help everybody.
Right.
Not to help just the homeless, to help everybody.
Right.
And that's the point here.
And the one thing that we really did find, like Geneva mentioned, was that there's this whole population of like 18 to 24-year-olds that are extremely vulnerable at this, that are graduating from university,
and to be honest,
graduating from job
one decision away from being
absolutely
in the system.
They're being exited from being in foster care, and so now it's like, great, you're on your own now, and that's not right. So that's why Geneva and her team came up with the SOAR program.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
segue.
Again,
that
back
was called
to
a segue. Good job.
Back to Andrea, her vision for SOAR is actually more of a long term, which we still are looking like.
Exactly.
That's still a goal, right?
Again, part of what we were talking about earlier, we're trying to fix the immediate and for the next 20 years.
And so her goal and vision was of like a youth build where it's kind of like Habitat for Humanity, but it's with this population of youth.
Okay.
And so they build their own community.
Okay.
But in the quickest way of like, oh, but we have the problem now, right? So what does that look like?
Sure, that's the end game or down the road thing, but what do we do to fix that?
Right.
Meantime? Yeah.
So I talked to several property management companies and private landlords, and I asked them, so would you rent to like 3 or 4 18 to 24-year-olds? They're all, no, absolutely not. Like, this is, are you kidding me? This would be to handle those type of conflicts.
Sure, let me give the keys to my house too and have a party.
But one of the property managers said, but I would rent to you, like
Sure.
as an agency or a nonprofit.
You kind of be
the
responsible part, kind of co-signing on the rental here.
Right. Well, yeah. So then that's when the wheels started turning of how can we create a program but not recreate the wheel.
Sure.
So I'm going to pass it over to Dan to kind of explain like how we're partnering with community organizations already that are doing the work. This is going to take, again, a whole community to see this through.
Sure.
And so what we did was over the last about year, there has been this great youth advisory board that started to meet in the southern half of New Mexico. We recruited several young adults with lived experience of being homeless to be part of that so that they could start sharing their experiences, their obstacles, their successes. And when that started to take place, there's this HUD grant that started to form, and they created a community plan for the southern half of New Mexico saying, these are the projects that we want to see, and we want to see HUD fund these types of programs. And so here in Chaves County, since there wasn't any program that was coming into that being, working with Geneva and the SOAR team that she's got together, was like, let's apply
I was like,
for those
we'll
funds.
create one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we can work on leasing units. We can work on leasing apartments.
Sure.
We can employ young adults that have lived experience to be our empowerment advocates. They're the ones that can be the leaders to help those other 18 to 24-year-olds build their independent skills living. And then the nice thing about it is the other part of the funding is support services. So the monies that we can receive from HUD now, which we just signed the grant agreement, is to then start providing those longer term, like if they need rental assistance, if they need utility assistance, if they need transportation assistance, food, any of those kind of things, even issues, if they have any like legal issues that they need to take care of, we have funding to help them with that.
Nice.
So the idea is to start clearing out as many of the obstacles as possible, connecting them up with other young adults that have been successful and have already gone through these things, and setting them up for long-term success.
And that's that's kind of one of those problems we're having here. Desire is not the problem. People these young people want what everybody wants. That's what you want here. But you're right. It's like, well, dang, and anybody that's dealt with a government entity, I don't care what it is and what it's about. There is never just walk in a door and walk out with widget and say, thank you, have a nice day. It's a gauntlet of go to this and fill out this form and this and duplicate and da-da. And quite frankly, it's by design. They want to see how hard up you are for this funding, and if you're not willing to, it's no different than disability in any other government program. You tell me somebody that got their disability the first time they applied, then you just found a unicorn. But it just doesn't happen, and it's no different in this world here. And so by default, you're getting kids that really have a desire, but they don't. No one's told them. They don't know. You don't know what.
No, you don't walk into this world knowing how to do these things. And there are great organizations that are here. Workforce Solutions can handle a lot of things when it comes to employment and education. We've got the TRIO program in Eastern Roswell. We have Casa Kids programs that are working with Family Resource Center. So like Geneva said, it's really just all of those groups that have come together with us in 100% to say, we can provide services.
Absolutely.
We can help provide those linkages for those young adults.
And so that's what the great part about it here is, like, hey, we could do it. And I'm guessing because you guys are creating this program, that gives you a little bit of freedom as well. Because, again, when you tie to state, there's caveats, there's strings.
Oh, let me tell you.
We can't help it in this way and that way. Whereas if you're doing it without that, then you can get into the meat of the matter and say, I can really help you. I don't have to because you don't check these boxes.
Yeah, and we've been doing quite a bit of negotiation with mortgage finance, with the HUD programs and things like that, to try to make sure that this is a demonstration project to ensure that we have a little bit of flexibility. And then Geneva and her team have been doing a lot of fundraising on that side for that reason.
Gotcha.
Yes, exactly for that reason. So the funding that Dan is talking about still won't hit our 100% for quite some time, for probably another couple months.
Red tape.
Red tape. Red tape.
Yeah, it's all by design, folks.
Yes, it is.
It's there, yes.
But but in the meantime, we still have people waiting for services, and now we have this house. And we're very excited about this house. It's a 4-bedroom house, 2-bathroom. There is key codes on each of the doors.
I've seen pictures. It's a beautiful home.
Yes.
I'm a little jelly. I'm like, I'd move right in. That's a nice house.
Beautiful job.
So the 4 individuals that will be staying there will have a sense of security because their own room has its own keypad and lock.
It's kind of the impression I get. It's almost going to be like college dorm life a little bit for them. You know,
Yeah,
these are younger people. You know, this is where
ideal.
a guy in their 50s probably is not down with that. But these are young people. They're communal livers. This is how you live.
And it's independent living where
they got their own private space, but they share bathrooms and kitchens and things like that.
And we don't want to make them feel so much like it's programmed, right? They independent living, 18 to 24. They want to have their own time. Also, we don't keep them so busy that they burn out.
Sure.
But there are, there's house rules. We talked about maybe our advisory board and our board members to maybe pick a day and then maybe have a project, whoever's in the house, maybe cooking a meal together, doing some yard work in the yard.
Giving them life skills.
And how to fix that refrigerator.
Yeah, the life skills, the things that, I guess nowadays we all just
how to change a
get
tire.
an app on it, like call that app to fix that bad boy. But, sometimes you don't need to do that.
YouTube University.
And I get it. I'm lazy and I'm not that, and I do it myself,
And each client will have different goals. So if they're coming from a program of like Job Corps where they have a job, looks different from the 18-year-old that just, timed out of foster care.
Absolutely.
And has still no family, but needs somewhere to go. Their goals are going to look a little bit different.
Sure.
So,
but then again, this is where you're building better humans because 3 different people, 3 different walks of life.
Right.
And you ever watch Big Brother? It's they get friends. You learn. You grow as humans because you see other perspectives. You see other things.
And this is not a competition in that sense too.
And so again, we talk about the physical side, the physical needs, the physical solving those problems. But you're creating foundation here. You're creating human beings to allow them to give them the tools, to give them everything they need to go do whatever their heart desires. And that's what we're building. So.
Yes, and so with that,
I know I get philosophical on you, but I'm the cheerleader. I'm trying to convince you to say this is good work.
We do. We
all
need it.
complain about all this stuff. This is how you fix it. If you're waiting for these people, you're gonna just keep getting on Facebook and complain about it.
Right. And so while we're waiting for the government to hold their part with the funding, we have the house and we have clients waiting to get in. So we need to make this house a home with
rather quickly.
Yes. And so here we are with the dream, but we also need the community. We're bringing in the community
so you need
organizations
donations right now.
We need the people now. Yes. Yeah. We have a target wish list.
Okay. It's general household items, things like that stuff. Things you need in your home is what they need for this home.
Anything from bath towels to forks and spoons to we
pots
still need
and pans
2 beds.
What about like small appliances, coffee pots and microwaves or Keurigs or
all of those things to make a house a home.
Yeah, stuff you have. Yeah.
There is a video that's on Facebook showing the house. Basically, we got to fill that house.
Excellent. Yeah, I see. That's the video. So it's a beautiful home.
And actually, I was going to say, if you don't have Facebook, some people don't. You can always see this video at soar-nm.org.
Excellent.
So SOAR-nm.org.
And I invite you to go there anyway, because there you can learn more than see a video. You can see,
that's where the wish list is.
That's where all the information that you get involved in to find out more about it's right there. So.
And then for anybody listening that wants to be a founder of SOAR, we have different levels of sponsorship because we also need some of the cash flow to come in so we can start hiring our directors.
Any of our successful individuals in town want to do some philanthropic work? This is a great opportunity for you.
And businesses that want to have their name on this as well. It's showing their support for these young adults.
And if you want to see a better community, again, this is how we do it. We got to, and yes, we need our rich folks to pony up some cash to help out here. And we need those folks that maybe you can't do it that way, then boots on the ground. Maybe we're coming and help. Teaching a class or helping set up a home.
Be a good mentor, absolutely.
Or whatever, or just logistics, answering phones, updating websites. All of that stuff is useful to the cause.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what we're at. So whatever you can do, this is what we're saying. Get involved. This is and even if you don't have an opinion one way or another on homeless folks, I bet you have an opinion on wanting to live in a nice place. And this is how we do this. This is problem. Anytime you have two people in a room together, there's going to be problems. This just happens. How do we solve them? How do we
build this better world?
And this is what we do, and this is how we do it. So get involved. This SOAR program is if it's like a fire. If you throw the kindling and you keep working this thing, we're going to have an amazing bonfire here that can really grow and really make a dent in solving issues in this community.
Absolutely.
And this age group is usually overlooked, mostly because maybe they still have a family structure and they can live at home.
Sure. Well,
but when I did that survey, it was over 60% of students had experienced homelessness in some way or fashion of couch surfing or sleeping in a car.
And I don't know all numbers and things, but if you look at national averages, people that live in Roswell, generally most people are below what they consider poverty line numbers and all that stuff. We are
21%.
We're a community that we got a great section of very affluent rich folks. The other side's very much the other way, and that middle class is a little off kilter here compared. Like if you look at those ratios and you look at the rest of the country, ours is not balanced that way. So,
right.
And so we have a much higher end on the below the poverty line.
And especially this target, this population of 18 to 24-year-olds, our youth board said that there's a lot of ageism out there that they're not even being looked at.
And so I get to the point, again, I'm getting philosophical, but I can go back now. You're going to wait for the next census to fill out your thing and wait for the next programs to be created that some elected official is going to tout to get elected, or we can get involved in this and get involved with 100% Cheves County, get involved with Many Hands, get involved with Food Not Bombs, get involved with these organizations that are literally just people that live next door to you saying, I want to live in a nice place. What can I do to do that? And I'm telling you what these two, and I know there's other individuals too, they're turning over every rock. You're always, and that's the beauty of it is you're not doing it adversarially, because it's easy to go in there and start guns a-blazing with city and county community officials. It's fun to do, I get you, and it's a lot that makes you feel better, but that ain't solving anything either. And so you're in there coming and you're saying, yeah, we got a problem, but here, I did this is some options we can do. What is the city? What is the county? What is the state willing to do to get involved with these things? And that's how you tackle it. So that's why I invite what you guys do. I applaud, and I think it's amazing stuff. And,
thank you.
And I don't have many things I can do but if this platform and this, me cheerleading and supporting helps turn people to you guys, then I feel like that's how I can help. And so that's what I'm.
It's always huge. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's it. And folks, this is how you fix problems. You're frustrated at city council meetings. You're mad at your water bill. You're mad at all this and that and that. I'm telling you, we don't have to solve every problem every night, but you got to roll up your sleeves and know what's going on in your community, and you got to do your part to help, and even in little ways. Support canned food drives. I'm not saying you have to go out and move mountains.
Nope.
Do little things. And everybody does that, then guess what? We got an amazing community.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And that's kind of what With Many Hands is about, is bringing the people together. We recognize the problem. How can we all come together to confront the problem? And then bringing together with many organizations, right? So,
absolutely.
So the people.
The collective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And because what comes out of it is great ideas, like this one. Tell me a better idea than taking old dilapidated houses that people can't afford to find people that really can't afford to be in these houses. Let's fix up the houses. Oh, by the way, the people in the neighborhood are mad because that house looks in the toilet for the last 10 years that they're tired of looking at. I mean, everybody's happy.
Exactly.
And no person is mad.
And that's our dream, to be able to then continue this with SOAR together. So.
Yeah.
It's the, dare I say, the perfect equation here. Why not support and do whatever we can to make this happen? So, anyway, thank you guys. One more time, give out websites, give out best ways to get a hold of you guys, whatever they can do to get a hold of you.
Absolutely. For more information on the SOAR program, that's soar-nm.org. And then for any more information about the Re-Up to Rental program, you can always go to 100chaviscounty.com.
Very good. Anything else we want, Geneva, for Many Hands or... I know Facebook, you just type in Many Hands. Food Not Bombs is another one I invite you to check out and learn more. They're the ones that they'll go around to restaurants or people that say, hey, I got an event. I just have a bunch of food. They'll go to the skate park or they'll go something. Hey, we got food. Come get food. I don't care where you are, where you're from. You need food. Here's food.
Yeah, no questions asked. Yep. I love.
They do more than that, but that's kind of what their kind of their temple thing.
That's exactly it.
So, but anyway, any other websites? Anything for you guys that we want to point folks out to?
No,
I think those are the places.
Dan got them all. All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate
thank you,
it.
Mike.
And,
appreciate it.
Please come back often to keep us posted and updated, and what else we can do to let folks know how to get involved here. So, good deal. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, it is 8:59. I'm going to slip in a 30-second ad before news here. Don't go away.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
The newly released September employment report vastly exceeded analyst expectations. 254,000 jobs created last month. But Heritage Foundation economist E.J. Antoni says that based on past practice, he's not at all sure this impressive number will stand.
It has been heavily revised and consistently downward. So the number of jobs in the economy is very likely being overstated.
The September unemployment rate came in at 4.1%. That was down 0.1% from August. At least 215 deaths a result of Hurricane Helene. The Carolinas especially hard hit, and the disaster is still unfolding. In relation to that, FEMA, under Biden-Harris management, is drawing fire for being MIA.
The Biden-Harris administration has used more than $1 billion tax dollars to provide services for illegals rather than Americans in need of disaster relief. And information obtained from FEMA's own website, the group allocated nearly $364 million in the fiscal year 2023 and $650 million for the 2024 fiscal year to the Shelter and Services Program to, quote, provide humanitarian services to non-citizen migrants following their release from the Department of Homeland Security. This comes as DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas claims that FEMA doesn't have the money to make it through the remainder of the hurricane season and would like Congress to approve more money for the government organization. Tasha Stevens reporting.
It's back to the docks, back to work for tens of thousands of port workers from Maine to Texas. Their union suspended the strike after 3 days. It's suspended until January 15th, providing more time for bargainers to come up with a new contract proposal. On Wall Street this morning, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 86 points, the Nasdaq ahead 128 points, and the S&P is better by 22 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PREPARE to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text PREPARE to 989898. That's prepare to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
The natives posing a big challenge for China's tourism industry.
A Chinese government social media push to let the scenery be for the guests comes as tourists are complaining of long waits and dangerously overcrowded facilities. Officials in charge of major sites are urging locals to act as good hosts by staying away from nearby hotspots, from Shanxi's Guanyin Temple to the Huangshan Yellow Mountain in nearby Anhui province. There's been a surge in travel following the pandemic, with 190 million domestic rail journeys planned for this week alone.
The BBC's Celia Hatton. A severe rainstorm struck Bosnia overnight, killing at least 14 people, flooding several towns and villages in central and southern parts of the country. Rescue services report several people are unaccounted for. News and analysis at townhall.com. Well, this tax season, more Americans will be able to exclaim, if it's free, it's for me.
The IRS is expanding its program that allows people to file their taxes directly with the IRS for free. The Direct File program allows taxpayers to calculate and submit their returns to the IRS directly without using commercial tax preparation software. In the 2025 tax season, more than 30 million people in 24 states will be eligible to participate. The program was rolled out as a pilot program for the 2024 tax season in 12 states. The IRS says the program will be permanent and that they are working to expand taxpayer eligibility. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Democratic U.S. Senator Bob Casey of Pennsylvania, Republican challenger David McCormick have held their first debate of the race. One thing they agree on, they oppose the sale of U.S. steel to Japan's Nippon Steel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
Feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco kicks on the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The abolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Indubitably.
It's such a good thing to say.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Always goes down smooth. Yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to it. Hope you got big plans for the weekend. Hopefully they involve, I don't know, going out to the fair maybe, or going to a football game, or perhaps going to a concert at the Liberty, or
There's plenty of options. We'll be out broadcasting live 2 more nights at the fair tonight and tomorrow night, 5 to 8 p.m. Inside the Big Blue Brandwagon. I'll be out tomorrow night from 5 to 8. It is the final night of the fair and my final night of the fair. So come on out by the Big Blue Brandwagon. We actually have the TVs set up. Last night we showed the Artesia game. I went outside shortly after I got off the air.
The game went on very long.
I'm like, why are we at the black screen? And then I looked it up and found out, okay, it's because they got destroyed last night.
So I imagine they'll probably have one, if not both of those games up, Roswell and Goddard games on the TV.
I believe one on either side.
On tonight's game. Probably tomorrow too during the on-demand.
Yeah, we'll probably have
volleyball or something.
I believe we'll have the livestock auction on one side.
Ooh, that's a true point. I forgot that'll be Saturday morning. We will carry that on video, but if you're able to get out there and be a part of it, it's really cool.
And I think on the other side, maybe like a volleyball game or something, just so we can have another group of local young boys gather around this. That was one of the funniest things, because one of the best parts about sitting in that booth is with the windows covered the way they are, you can just people watch.
It's fun.
And
they can't see you really.
They can't. They have no idea. Like yesterday, there was a guy. I guess he needed to talk. He was trying to find out more info about the legal fair, but he was just standing at the window looking in, and then he did this thing where you put your hands over your eyes trying to see. I'm like, okay, yeah, now he knows we're in here. So, I got Claudia over and she translated and everything. So the guy helped. But,
good.
Yeah, it's a
it's
great
handy
place.
when you have a Claudia there to translate and navigate when you don't know things. Because she knows things.
Yeah. Also, I got to say a big thanks to Mr. Crash Test Chris. He...
Crash Test Chris? Is that his name now?
Well, that's sort of what I've been calling him.
All right, we'll go with that.
It's fun. But he set up a mic mount.
Okay.
Inside the booth.
Really?
He had I didn't have to hold my mic all night.
Is he doing Tim Toolman Taylor stuff in the studio or the makeshift studio?
You know what it kind of feels like? It feels like when the new girlfriend moves in and she starts messing up your stuff.
Oh. He's putting his stank in your room.
He put in a mic mount. And then, but I gotta say, the stuff that he brought did come in clutch.
He's like, "Where is my wrestling action figure?" What'd he bring?
So my kids came out last night, and my daughter, because she's my daughter, I gave her the chair, and she, of course, selfishly took it. So I was on my knees for a good solid, 5 or 6 minutes, and then
Daddy
Claudia
always gives to the daughter.
Right, Claudia reaches to the back, and she goes, and then there's this, and then she, I guess he has one of those stools, one of those pop-up stools. Have you seen it?
No.
It's this big.
Is it like the collapsible cups?
Yes.
But it's a stool?
But it's a stool.
That sounds delightful. I know it's going to collapse on my big butt.
Well, no, you think. It held me.
Okay.
No problem.
And Sean's bigger, taller
I'm
than
a
me.
big dude.
I'm a little dude.
I moved around on it a lot.
I'm a little fat dude. He's a tall guy.
And it had no problem holding me. But, but then when you're done, you just pull the thing and it just collapses in.
I like the concept.
It's a great little concept.
Is it a Temu product?
I don't know. Well, I hope not.
Well, I know Chris has a lot of Temu shirts. I didn't know if he had Temu stools.
I didn't think about that being a Temu stool. But the mic mount was very interesting. I came in, I was like, this feels so I feel like such a prima donna.
Yeah.
This is like this. I don't have to hold a mic. The entirety of my remote career has been doing this.
Oh, yeah. Quite frankly, when I do those, I'm like, gotta hold my mic. That means I only got one hand to do other things. But now, hold my pen.
No, mine was the exact opposite problem. It was I don't know what to do with my hands, because usually I have the mic, I'll toss it around or whatever.
But it's actually helpful during remotes for me to have hands free because generally there's a lot of papers because usually promoting a product or promoting the event. Yeah. And so there's a lot of information you got to get out to people. Sometimes the salespeople don't give you anything and you got to fill dead air for 20 minutes. Right. But anyway, another story, another thing. But generally speaking, there's a lot of papers you're juggling. You're looking for a piece of information, and it's all encumbered because usually I got one hand to do all that.
Right.
But boy, howdy, to do it that way, I would find that delightful.
Mm-hmm. Well, then there's also the art form of holding the mic like a pencil, so you have these fingers free to kind of ruffle through papers if you need to.
Yeah. Well, I've done that, and I juggle the balls all the time to do this, but
we isolate that clip.
But I would appreciate a hands-free situation.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was interesting. But then I kind of I took pity. I looked over and Claudia was just kind of still holding her mic. This feels like I should have let the lady have the mic mount.
I think Chris should make her one too.
Well, I don't think he made it. I think he's sitting in the back carving it out of balsa wood.
I thought he was he created a contraption to do this.
It's like he ordered it online or something. Because it's like a professional, it's got the thing at the bottom, you tighten it to clamp to the desk.
Yeah, but he has other jobs. Is that
sure?
Part of
it's
that
probably
job?
from one of his podcasts or something like that.
Because the way I felt, it made it felt like he bought this solely to do this, and I'm like,
no, I would.
That's crazy talk. What are you doing?
I feel like it probably came from his kid or collection or something.
Okay, now I feel better because now I'm like, this guy ain't buying like his own remote gear,
right?
Is he?
But I've been Renaissance on the radio for as long as I've done this. I do this, holding the mic I'm using or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the guerrilla radio.
People do not know the guerrilla radio we have done. We have done remotes where I'm literally in the studio holding
I'm on
a flip phone
to a microphone.
To a mic. All right, go.
I missed those days.
Oh yeah. It was literally the
corn maze.
The corn maze was a fun one.
Yeah.
There was the corn maze. There was one where we did a remote, and I don't remember. There was a couple where we were literally the strings.
It was just one person held up a phone to the microphone with the speaker on.
I remember it was one I was godly sick sitting at, and I was like doing the phone thing, but then I'd go to the car and sleep in between. I
remember we were in the middle of not like Goliath, but it was a really bad snowstorm, and I still had to do a remote at Plateau. So we just sat in the van the whole time. Like, yeah, we're not going to be social. Sorry. If you want to, we were like, if you want a T-shirt, knock on the side of the van. We'll open the door.
Did people actually come for a T-shirt?
Oh, yes, of course.
Really?
Oh, dude, Prize Pigs know no temperature.
I would figure Goliath.
No. This wasn't Goliath. That's what I'm saying. This was just a snowstorm.
Oh, I got you. Okay,
yeah.
Just a garden variety.
It was but it was cold and it was snowy and nobody wanted to be out in it.
Yeah.
And
I've done a few of those remotes.
Sure enough, because it was at the time it was Plateau, which was over on like across from the old Sears. From that east side, we just saw like a line of people coming, just walking like zombies walking towards. Like, oh, the Prize Pigs are coming! The Prize Pigs are coming!
Is this Braveheart? What's going on here? No, I've had those remotes. Like I remember sitting in the Bulldog Bowl parking lot in the remote trailer on a Saturday, pouring down rain, where it's just me, that remote vehicle, and a dumpster, inviting people to come and put trash in the dumpster.
Put your trash in here.
And there was nobody, and I'm literally just talking to the walls.
There are times in this career where you feel really important. You feel like somebody. And then there's those moments
and I'm just
where I'm the spokesman for a trash can.
Come bring stuff to put in my dumpster. That's pretty much what I've been doing for 3 hours.
You got to come up with interesting ways. Like come over and courtside shot Kobe.
Yeah. So yeah, I know that pain. I've been there, done that. Got many of that T-shirt.
Oh, so many T-shirts. There was a period in my life that I subsisted mainly on station T-shirts.
Oh, I got a whole drawer full of dead radio station T-shirts. I should throw them away. I don't know why I don't. I still got a mix shirt in there.
Do you really?
I do.
I
think it's a purple one. Yeah.
Nice. One of the real nice ones.
I think it's a purple one. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. So maybe I'll wear it one day if it still fits. Should be.
I mean, you're smaller now than you were then.
I bet it fits. It probably fits better.
Right. You look like Kevin Smith. You'd be swimming around in a jersey style.
I think it enhanced my breasticles last time. It may not be so bad there now.
So I remember the purple.
Yeah.
I remember the safety green.
Yeah.
The safety green one was the one that I wore to the Foo Fighters concert.
I hated that shirt.
I had shock yellow hair and a safety green Saw Blade Mix 106 T-shirt.
And then he spent the rest of the night tormenting Tony Clayton.
It was me.
And then you admitted it like 10 years later when you worked with the guy.
I did. I had to comp to it. I mean, I didn't, but it was eating at me. You can't be sitting in a conference room with a guy eating pizza and be like, I threw a water bottle at your head 15 years ago.
Radio people are idiots. Never forget that. Never, ever forget that.
There's a reason that we do this.
Even if we dazzle you and impress you with our words, we're idiots. Don't even think otherwise. So, on that note, let's get the hour going.
Now we edify.
That's right. It is 9:16. Let's get the hour going. Barbara Gomez with Main Street Roswell going to join us here in just a few minutes. But first, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. Expansive area of high pressure sticking around. Now we are trimming our temperatures a little bit for today. That afternoon high ranging from the mid to upper 80s for Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. Plenty of sunshine coming in. Generally clear for the overnight hours and our low for the mid to upper 50s. We're back into the upper 80s and low 90s. Looks like for Saturday and for Sunday too. Lots of sunshine coming in for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 67 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 45%. Winds a little breezy at the moment out of the north at 13 miles per hour. Sunny skies today. Expect a high of 88. Digging that? Dale Jarrett. He was an 88, wasn't he? NASCAR fans. Anyway, I know some football fans are going to be throwing Irvin, all those guys out there, but I went Dale Jarrett. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 56 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. For Saturday, sunny, 91 for a high. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear with an overnight low of 56 degrees and winds out of the south 5 to 10. Sunday, we're looking at sunny skies and a high of 90. Northwest winds around 5 to 10. And then it looks like for next week, we're going to be floating right in this creamy upper 80s, tickling 90 all week. It's like 88, 89, 89, 89. So that's kind of, and I'm looking through Thursday right now. Now, granted, it's New Mexico weather, and it changes at the drop of the hat. But right now, next week looks like a cut and paste kind of forecast. Sunny, highs upper 80s near 90 all week long. And they don't talk much about winds, but probably the same too. All right, it is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then Barbara Gomez with Main Street Roswell will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
What? My trade's got to be worth more than this! Hey, Roswell and surrounding areas, don't get hit hard by low trade offers. Right now, the all-new Roswell Ford needs your trade. That means you'll get top dollar for your trade. Stuck in your loan or lease, Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. For a limited time, get 0% APR or no payments till 2025. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months is $27.78 per thousand financed on select models. No payments till 2025. Subject to lender approval through Ford credit. Offers not combined.
You there! What are these?
My glasses, Your Highness.
They're incredible. Who made these?
The eyesight in Roswell. Or was it Hobbs? Or maybe Carlsbad.
So well crafted and stylish. So the eyesight thinks they can challenge my throne with their quality eyewear.
Actually, Your Majesty, I got 2 pair and an eye exam. It was so easy. I did it during my lunch break, and they even took my insurance.
Lunch break? Who gave you a lunch break?
Human resources, Your Majesty.
Silence! I'll get you eyesight!
The Eyesight, now accepting new patients 5 and up in Roswell, Hobbs, and Carlsbad.
3 locations?
Clearly the best in sight.
If you have legal questions and you need answers, this is your opportunity. The Volunteer Attorney Program and the 5th Judicial District Pro Bono Committee presents the Roswell Free Legal Fair, Friday, October 4th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Roswell Adult Center, 807 North Missouri. Get free in-person consultations with an attorney that can answer your questions regarding divorce, custody, visitation, and child support, landlord and tenant disputes, wills, probate and powers of attorney, employment, unemployment, benefits contracts, and more. This free event is open to the public on a first-come, first-served basis. Bilingual attorneys and staff will be available upon request. Call 877-266-9861 or email legalclinics@nmlegalaid.org to learn more. The Roswell Free Legal Fair, Friday, October 4th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Roswell Adult Center, 807 North Missouri. This event sponsored by the Volunteer Attorney Program and the 5th Judicial District Pro Bono Committee.
The Eastern New Mexico State Fair and the Hondo Rodeo Company present the 3rd annual Pecos Valley Stampede, October 4th and 5th, 6 p.m. at the Bob Crosby Arena north of the fairgrounds, featuring trailer loading, open ranch bronc riding, daily knot tying, stray gathering, and wild cow milking, plus calf scramble, mutton busting, and mini bull riding for the kids. And admission to the rodeo is free with your paid admission to the fair. Call 575-910-4962 to get your team signed up. The 3rd annual Pecos Valley Stampede Ranch Rodeo, October 4th and 5th at the Bob Crosby Arena, and paid for by the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
Here in Roswell, we work hard for our money. That's why it's important to spend our money wisely. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When I walk through our store, I'm really impressed with the furniture we sell. It's so beautiful and so comfortable you could just feel the quality. This is furniture you'll be proud of for years to come. Furniture that your family will enjoy every day. Furniture that will last and last. Get the most from your hard-earned money. Come see us at Glenn's Furniture, where delivery is free since 1953.
Are you ready to succeed? The School of Arts and Sciences at ENMU Roswell covers a broad curriculum. The certificates and degrees offered within these programs will prepare students to realize personal, professional, and occupational objectives, from ag science and agricultural technology to behavioral science, biology, bookkeeping and accounting, business administration, criminal justice, education, and mathematics. ENMU Roswell can set you up for success. Register now on campus or online at roswell.enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Success starts here.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Barbara Gomez back with us with Main Street Roswell.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Mike.
Barbara. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm not in the middle of an event, so that's fantastic.
I was about to say we're kind of winding things down a little bit for the season.
Yeah,
Farmers market's about done
just about
here.
done. Yeah, farmers market.
Is it this weekend or next weekend's the
I'm
last?
thinking.
I don't remember.
I think. Let's see. Is this the second weekend? And I'm trying to think. No, I think it's next weekend.
It's next week. So we pick up this weekend and one more after
one more
this.
after
I know
that.
it's wrapping up though.
So if you haven't had a chance to go out there, you guys need to go out there. I was out there this last week because it was. Not only was it the farmers market, it was the chili cheese, a one-day event that they had, and it turned out.
The whole thing shifted from farmers, and then about 10, 11 o'clock, I started changing over to chili cheese.
Chili cheese, yeah. So you could already smell the chili and them roasting everything. But I was there because I was looking for items for a gift basket specifically from the farmers market.
Okay.
I'm putting together baskets for the All Civics dinner.
Gotcha. So
and we're going to have
building
a
farmers market basket.
So I'm putting together a Main Street. So you know what, Mike? The stuff that was out there was incredible.
They got amazing stuff.
I've got local honey. So this basket's going to have local honey. It's going to have, which is called chow chow, which I've never eaten.
Oh yeah, I've got. It's been around and everything's, but yes, I just learned of it in the last 6 months myself.
I'm not sure how to eat it. Is it like relish or how do you eat that?
From what I'm told, you put it. You can put it on anything. You put it in burgers. You can put it in a burrito.
Wow.
You
so
put it on your eggs.
what's in it though? What's in it?
We'll have to get Sean in here. I don't know. What happened was I went to Cloudcroft over the summer and was looking at.
It looks delicious.
Like we were
but
at
I
the
don't
lodge,
know
staying at the lodge there, and you know how they have like all the gift shop and you buy the jellies and jams, and we were going through there. And I see chow chow, and my wife's like, "Oh, that's amazing." I think it's a Texas thing.
Is it?
And it came from Texas.
I'm from Texas, but I don't remember that.
Yeah,
so that's funny.
I don't. I'm not raised on it, and I'm not. I just got introduced to it, and I've got a jar, but I honestly haven't put it on anything yet to try it.
Put it on a cracker and let's just see what it's like. I don't know. I think it's kind of like just like a relish. Maybe it's kind of like a spicy relish. But
I think it's kind of a Southwest relish. I think at the end of the day, something along those lines.
But I got that, and then I got some jelly, and I got some like I said, honey. I got some fall little thingamajigs that you can put in water to make your house smell like fall already.
Okay.
You know, with
like
orange
a water potpourri kind of thing.
But is this you put it in water? So I found a number of things, and of course Peggy, who is the farmers market manager.
She's the one that runs the show, ship out there.
Yeah, she runs the farmers market, but she gave me a basket. You know, they've got these incredible baskets, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but they're like from Guana or something, where women made by women.
Oh, okay.
And then we buy them. Like there's a place.
So their village kind of makes money
yes,
by making and selling these baskets.
These baskets.
Sweet.
So Peggy
cool.
gets these baskets, and she said they're all squished together.
Okay.
She puts them in water, and they pop back up, but they're all handmade baskets. So whoever wins that's going to get some good stuff because it's a basket with all kinds of farmers market goodies. So again, if you've not made it out to the farmers market,
you're running out of time.
You're running out of time. You got a little time to go out there.
And I'm telling you, if it starts at 7 a.m. officially is when the checkered flag or the green flag goes
the green
there.
flag goes up. Yeah.
But then it usually goes to about 10, 11. You know, it starts peeling out about 11 or so. But if your mission is to get produce, the earlier the better.
Right.
Selection is the best there, and because if you come by 10 o'clock, it's going to be a little pick through.
It's a little bit pick
Now, if
through.
you're there just to do some other shopping, maybe some other, because they have, it's all handmade, it's all low. It's not stuff you're going to buy in big box stores or anything, but
homemade bread,
bread,
homemade
food,
cookies,
some crafts out there, a little bit of other stuff. It's
some candles are out there. And what's interesting for the vegetables, it's always surprising. I didn't even know that they grew eggplant in this area as much, but they do.
I did not know that.
We have eggplant out there. That's some beautiful ones.
Awesome.
Of course, zucchini's always out there, tomatoes, and...
we always just hear green chilies. Like, what do you grow here? We grow green chili and cows. But we do grow other things.
We have a little bit of few other things. Yeah.
But there's other things that are out in the soil.
And there might even be some watermelons still left over, and those are
good.
always really good. Because, this last week at the Chili Cheese Festival, I got a fruit cup. Everything in it, Mike, was so good and so fresh. So it was cantaloupes and watermelons and jicama.
Straight from the farm.
Straight from the farm. It was so delicious.
Well, and if you, I ain't going to lie, if you've never had like farm to table, farm fresh produce, it hits you different than what you buy in the grocery store.
It is.
Especially produce that was brought in from other places, because what they have to pump preservatives, they have to grow and do things a certain way to get them from Mexico or Chile or wherever that particular thing's coming from. But they don't have to do that when it's right here in the backyard and it's coming from here. So it is really the much more truer version of that product.
And you know what you might consider? Christmas is around the corner, and I hate to say that, but there's also one of the booths has pecans. So if you need it for baking or to give it away, they have some sugared pecans. They even had some flowers this last week. They had some sunflowers, some big giant sunflowers. Nice. So it's kind of fun to go out there and just decorate your home with it. But anyway, big thank you to the Assistines. In case you don't know who they are, they're the teenage part of the Assistance League. And the Assistines actually do that. They assist with everything. So a big thank you to them.
They probably the grunt labor for the Assistance
You know
League,
what?
Yeah,
they help out. They help out with Farmers Market with Peggy out there.
Absolutely.
Every single Saturday they sell tickets, they pick up trash, and they're just lovely ladies that help out with whatever.
Just being good stewards to the courthouse lawn, which the county's kind enough to allow that to happen every season.
You know what I find really great about it is that they're learning the concept of giving back to community, and they do get points or they get something.
Sure.
For the number of hours that they put in.
They're building their resumes for their adult lives. Whether they're going to college or whatever their next step is, they're building that resume to get there.
So if you see those young ladies, say thank you to them, but a big thank you to Peggy and Juliana and Rita. Rita helped out with the trash. Juliana, of course, always does whatever she can with
those
graphics.
Two ladies are
they're powerhouses that just keep going
Roswell.
all the time. Yeah, they're always out there. So big thank you to them. But just to tell you a little bit about what's going on Main Street, we do have a store that's somewhat new. It opened up around the 4th of July, around that area.
Okay.
It's called Freedom and Grace, and it's at 323 North Main Street. So right now they're selling a lot of Halloween type things. So they've got some spider earrings, ghost pumpkins. They've got T-shirts. They're very faith centered. So there's all kinds of really clean family type things.
So they do. Are they like a seasonal gift store kind of?
No, they actually have all kinds of T-shirts. So they're just.
So if you're looking for things that are not Halloween, they got plenty of that. Too.
Yeah, they got plenty of non-Halloween things like T-shirts and stickers. The last time I was in there, they have all kinds of fun stuff. And right next to them is always, what is it called? Sweet Baby J's.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you're looking for sweets, you guys, they're open on Fridays and Saturdays
So imagine
generally.
they probably have, I'm just saying, since they're next to a bakery, that's hard on the diet. When you're day in, day out, smelling the baked goods.
Oh my gosh! And you know what? The at Sweet Baby J's, they make some of the best desserts.
Now, if you're
here
the baker, you might get sick of it. But if you're the neighbor that just smells it all day, that's got to be rough on you.
I couldn't. I'd love to be next to them. How's that? I would love it. I'm a bread person. So.
Diet would be very hard to stick to if you're in that situation.
And you know, it's a good place to go because they've got everything from pies to cakes to cookies. They do this pudding type little thingamajigs, and so they have everything that you could ever want in the sweet. So go by and see
maybe go
them.
there after you hit because they probably don't want your pudding fingers all over their clothes and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
So go there first, then get you a cupcake
later.
or get you some pastries or whatever.
Now, She's a Dandy is doing something kind of fun. They're doing a little area that's called a panic shop. So if you need some calming down, and if you don't need it now, maybe you need it for Christmas or for after Christmas.
Okay.
But they've got cleansing sprays and deep sleep type things. If you need some help for that, they also do their own T-shirts there. So if you
because that's what most people probably know them for is their clothing and T-shirts and custom stuff.
Yeah, if you
but if you need some de-stressing, they got some products and things that can help you out there too.
You know what's really cool about them is if you go in there and you find a shirt and you go, I really like that design, but I don't want that sleeve, or I want a short sleeve, or I want a different color.
Yeah, they do all that.
They can grab it, take it to the bag, and it's custom made for you right then and there.
Yeah, if you remember, and another thing they're kind of popular for, depending on when we do the First Fridays and all that, they were always the ones that brought the exotic animals that come out from the Runyon Ranch.
They do,
and so they usually had some kind of a fun furry animal hanging out on Friday nights during that. She's a Dandy there usually.
And even during the Chili Cheese Festival, they also had their own things going on in front of their building. They had a trailer out there that was selling drinks and different things.
Yeah,
so they do really fun things, trying to keep things moving on Main Street.
But they do have more than T-shirts. Because that's what they're kind of, most people, if you need a custom shirt, a custom thing, they're the go-to.
That's right.
But they do a lot more than that, too. So
and across the street, around the corner, just a little bit there, one block over is the gallery. And, of course, they've got all kinds of interesting things up there as well. If you have not seen what the local artists do, you should stop by there, you guys.
So it's really a store within a store. So you walk in there, and then each of the local artists that are residents there have their little booths or sections.
Yeah, their little own area.
And it's all forms of art, anything from ceramic work to paintings to woodworking, metal work. It's glass. It's an
and
eclectic
they
mix.
also do jewelry and things like that. If you have a special artist, you can go to her section and buy her things or try somebody else. And again, kind of across the street and across and down the street, we have the antique shop. And if you've not been in there, they kind of do the same thing. They have their own individual store, so
consignment
you can go,
kind of
deal.
deal.
Yeah, consignment. So maybe you're looking for plates, maybe you're looking for old clothes, maybe you're looking for cookware or something like that.
But those two stores are places that you kind of have to go back weekly because
it changes.
The products change pretty frequently based on like antiques. It's what sells, it's antiques. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Could be, you open the box, could be a chair, could be dishes. We don't know. Or and same with the art world. It's like, today they're doing ceramics. Tomorrow it's
vintage clothing. If you're looking for clothing, that's a really fun thing. If you like to dress up, Halloween is just around the corner as well, coming up really quick here. So those of you that like to dress up, maybe you might want to go in there and look for something.
I know it's popular to do like at times or there's themed parties where people like to dress up in the 70s or 80s kind of thing. And I'm telling you, the actual clothes from the 70s and 80s are way better made than the costume 70s and 80s clothing you're buying on Amazon.
That's true.
Like when you buy your hippie outfit on Amazon, that's a trash
just
bag.
Just go get you an original.
Yeah, go down there, and I bet you can find a good pair of bell bottoms, maybe a nice flower shirt or jacket or something, and go in something that actually is in quality material. And to be honest, as long as you don't change your size, probably lasts as long as you do.
Yeah, really. And another place to go to find some interesting things is over here on Richardson at the Miniature Museum. Stuff you don't even expect. They have masks in there.
Oh yeah, that's collectibles.
Full head masks.
We think of the miniatures, but there's collectibles in there, and so you've got some unique collectibles in there.
And they all kinds of hats, and so if you're into a hat and want to find something interesting,
I guarantee you're going to walk in there and there's going to be things you never ever heard, seen, or done in your life, and they're right in that little museum. There.
Sure.
I invite you to check it out if you've never been, and it's kind of like and of course they are kind of partnered together. You know how like the Anderson Museum has unique art things.
Sure.
The miniature museum is literally a miniature version of that.
That's right. It's a miniature version of that. But it's you could spend a whole morning in there. I mean, just recently they had a weaving class, so you need to check them out because they have classes. I heard of some of the ladies that took some of those classes, put their items that they just did for the very first time into the state fair, and they won.
Wow. I don't know who's teaching them, but
I don't know who's teaching
I'd add that
them.
to the resume
I
because
think that's pretty
that's
cool.
a feather in the cap. It's like, these people never touched it before. Now I got them winning blue ribbons.
They got
fairs.
a blue ribbon already. But you need to go out there and see them. And another shop that's coming downtown. Well, it's not open yet, but it will be. So to be on the lookout. It's an alien escape room.
Oh, cool. So a nice Roswell themed escape room.
A really nice one, and it's right next to Ancient of Days. So the Ancient of Days is on the corner of 2nd on Main.
So when you're out just hitting the stores, you can pop in there.
Just south, just right on the other side of them. This will be the alien escape room. Apparently, from me talking to this gentleman, he has these in other places in Texas. And they're different themed depending on where he's at.
Okay.
But he's working on it already. So right now you see a lot of black, like stuff on the windows right now. Because they're going to keep it a secret. But pretty quick here it'll be open.
Classified things are happening in that room right now.
And just down the street on the other corner of that is Holy Waters. It's a local bottling water company.
Oh, cool.
And it's the same owners, Luke, the same people that own Hot Bevs.
Okay.
And so they're opening up
so if
water.
You go there for
so
your quick pick-me-ups?
Yeah, you know what? They have that water. It's a canned water.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're doing two. They're doing Holy Waters and they're doing.
And I know if they do some of the stuff like they do at the Hot Bev, you can get like the caffeinated or like if you want to. Like I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time, but you can get like this thing that they Red Bull up that'll that I don't know, you might have to sign a waiver for because it'll get you so jammed up drinking.
Hyped up really quick. But sometimes
so
you need that.
I wonder if they're gonna have some of those kind of products there too in their water.
Yeah,
like
maybe so.
Energy infused or whatever.
But I know that's going to be their production area more than anything else. But either way, a great thing for Main Street. We're seeing a lot of people asking questions about Main Street.
Okay.
Mike, looking for locations. So if you are looking for a location on Main Street, let us know. We might can direct you to somebody. I have just recently talked to a food truck that wants to transition to brick and mortar on Main Street. So as soon as we can figure out where he wants to be, hopefully they'll be here because they're looking at Main Street, everything from the north side to the south side, hoping to land on Main Street.
I imagine their food truck customers will be excited for that. That way, don't have to kind of chase them around town. They can go to the same place every time.
And talking about food trucks, and just a little, push for what's happening out at the fair, you guys. If you've not been out there,
it is a food
extravaganza.
Stuff,
Oh, everything that you want: corn dogs to tacos.
It's a tour of the world of food there.
Yep.
Yeah.
They even have island noodles out there. So anything you could ever want is
bacon on a stick. I saw that.
What was
Sean
that? I missed
it.
that one.
It's over. I think it's closer to the rides, but Sean found it and bacon on a stick.
Bacon on a stick.
And
now
I've only had that once, and the one time I had it, it was a life-changing experience. So I recommend you try that. It's anything like what I had.
and the other thing you have to try, because these were at the UFO Festival, it's king crabs.
Ooh.
I believe they come from Carlsbad, but they have catfish. They have shrimp with fries and coleslaw. I mean, it's like you're going.
I'm a seafood
connoisseur.
That's my wheelhouse right there.
Oh yeah, and if you have not sat around and listened to the music, it's been spectacular, and I can say so myself because my son's band, The Groove.
Okay.
They played on Wednesday. I had never heard the full band before.
Now you finally heard your son play a full set, huh?
Yeah, because I hear him all the time, play the guitar because he sings and plays.
I imagine parents of any band people, at some point you're like, I just pray for quiet. Because when they're practicing as kids, learning their craft. That's a lot of noise going on there.
I still remember the police coming by and saying, you need to bring it down.
These musicians you see today weren't always good. And Mommy saw that.
Yeah. but they were fantastic, and some kids came on behind after them. So if you haven't made it out there, you guys, you should go out there. So a little quick thing on Halloween. I know that Main Street, we've been kind of talking about it and haven't made a decision yet, but we might be posting something on our Facebook page, which is Main Street Roswell. Okay. Just look at the Main Street Roswell page. But the plan is hopefully that we're going to have some trick-or-treating downtown.
Okay.
And there's people that are doing things the weekend, like the weekend before.
But like business are planning putting out bowls of candy and stuff for kids to come by.
So maybe they're going to be doing that, and we want to let you know where to stop. So as soon as I get a list going, I'll be posting it on Facebook.
We'll get you back in maybe that, because I know you come once a month here, but maybe like that week of, we'll get you in here.
Sure, and then I can tell you what's going on downtown.
The rundown of Halloween for
that sounds great. That sounds great, because I know that Mary over there at Eclectic Treasures, she kind of organizes the people downtown sometimes to say who wants to do it, who wants to join in. But, I try to help her by putting it on the Facebook page.
Excellent.
So hopefully you kids can come downtown for a...
And certainly by that week of, we'll have a pretty solidified list of who's participating and what's going on.
Because you can come downtown, visit us all downtown, get your candy fix, and then head over to the convention center to see what they have going on there.
See what the city's got going on.
See what the city has going on.
You can kind of seamlessly transition.
Yeah, just transition. I don't know about you, Mike.
The whole point of Halloween is candy hopping, going to get where the scores of candy are. So that's
when I grew up, Mike, a million years ago, I lived in Texas, and this was when things were really safe. I'd go out early, come back home, dump that, and come back with another bag and start all over again. But that was the good old days when you had popcorn balls and homemade cookies and that kind of stuff.
All the neighborhoods you walked in, and you know what? My official candy bag was never that plastic pumpkin. I grabbed Mom's pillowcase. I get
the big brown bags.
Okay, that's good too. But yeah, I'd actually steal a pillowcase out of the linen closet. And Mom would get salty, of course, but that was because it was a big, they're
big.
And you could like wrap it, throw it over your shoulder real easy, so it was good for transporting.
And of course in school it was so much fun because you could go and they had a cakewalk.
Yeah,
I won my first strawberry sheet cake at a cakewalk, which is still to this day one of my favorite cakes. So anyway, we'll think of something to do. Maybe we'll do a cakewalk. Maybe I'll talk to the merchants, see if we want to do a cakewalk for the kids.
Everyone loves cake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing, Christmas. We're coming around the corner. Just to give you a heads up, it'll be the 6th and 7th of December.
Okay. Not Christmas, the actual...
No, not the Christmas. No, it's I should call it the holiday event for Main Street.
It's kind of,
pre-Christmas kind of.
Main Street celebrating the holidays. Kind of officially... kicking off the holiday season, so to speak. Here.
So you might start seeing already, pretty quick here right after Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving, you'll see the lights on Main Street getting on the trees. And those people that contribute to that, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much.
It is getting close to that fun time of year where Main Street looks beautiful at night and I don't care. And we always joke about this, like you could leave these up all year, and obviously we can't because it's expensive to pay the light bill on that one. But it is sure nice when
it's a great photo opportunity. It's great. I mean, a lot of people do their family pictures there. Their proposals when they're proposing to their girlfriend. They take
Main
pictures
Street Roswell in their fine party dress or tuxedo.
That's right.
That's put them lights on. It's ready for prom.
And so but if you want to contribute towards that project, let us know. We'll be happy to put you in touch with a lady that puts that all together.
Excel and others have partnered over the years really to help absorb some of the cost of the materials and things.
And a lot of local businesses contribute, and we do thank you guys for doing that.
With the labor side of it and putting it up, and absolutely. But it is a little bit of a financial burden.
It is, and it takes what do you want to call it? An expert to put those lights up.
Sure. And then, of course, paying the electric bill and everything that because they usually leave it up through January and everything else.
We do. So. We leave it up till the first week in January, I believe, when we finally start taking them down. But on another end of it, the boots on the ground type thing is Main Street Roswell needs volunteers to put up the decorations on every single pole.
Okay.
To put the Santa hats on every single,
the alien heads.
Alien heads. So if you want to do something, I know Pioneer Bank always goes out there. I get a lot of the Sistines come out there sometimes. The Key Club kids. I mean, we just get a number of people that come out. But if you want something to do and want to help us, we need somebody that's tall with ladders.
Yes.
Because there are, I believe, I'm trying to remember, there might be 46, 48 lights that need to be
I will take your word for that. I know there's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. So if you have time and you'd like to come out and help us with that, we would really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And talking about volunteers.
And again, that does add to the coolness of it when you see all the little, because in case you haven't noticed, the mainstream downtown light poles are all little alien heads and everything. It's very cool and cute. Yeah. But the Santa hat is the chef's kiss on those things.
That's right. That's it. That's it.
And it just makes it that way. And that's where most people notice. Oh, they're alien heads. I didn't realize.
I didn't even notice
the
that.
Santa hats are what they're true to.
And I know that we all kind of like to say, oh my gosh, I'm tired of aliens. But you know what? Other communities are kind of jealous. They're like saying, I really wish we had something like that. And they sometimes try to mimic some of the things that we do here in Roswell.
The aliens bring butts to the town. The
They
rest of
bring
the stuff
bucks.
keeps
That's-
them.
that's correct.
They keep the rest of what we offer keeps them there.
That's right.
Yes, the little green or grays are what are
They
our foot
are
in the
our
door.
friends,
But
yes.
once they're here, then they say, "Wow, look at all the stuff that's going on in Roswell, New Mexico," and that's what we want to do. It's like, oh, come to UFO Festival, but check out. Oh, did you know about our dairy industry? Did you know about these amazing wonders that are just within a hop, skip, and a jump of Roswell, New Mexico? Look at our merchants. Look at our restaurants. Look at our amenities. We're a town, and and certainly when this Reno Air Race thing rolls in next year.
Oh yeah.
That's
gonna be
things
busy
are going to
time.
be a different level after that.
Right.
We're talking. ESPN. This is
big time.
National stage here.
Right,
time.
right. So we got to put on our best foot out and do what we can to help. The other thing, as far as the holiday things go, it'll be the 6th and 7th. So on the 6th, it's a Friday. So that's when we light up the 16-foot Christmas tree. The merchants are already setting up downtown for vendors and food trucks.
It's always a fun Friday night.
It's a fun Friday, but Santa comes in. He gets escorted by the police department or the
he's a
sheriff's department.
He's a
or something.
celebrity. He needs an
Mr. and Mrs. They get an entourage, and they come in and flip on the lights to the 16-foot Christmas tree. We do not do pictures that day, but the following day, Saturday, that's a really busy day. It'll be pictures with Santa all day long.
So don't try to get him on Friday.
Yeah,
because
he's just
on
yeah, because he gets there just in time to light it.
Sure.
Say hello to everybody.
He's working. He's jobbing that night.
He
got
got mobbed last year. The kids were all waiting for
he's
him.
Santa. I mean, what are you
he's
gonna do?
Santa.
Yeah,
Santa carried a few
that's
kids.
Santa's life.
And so did Mrs. Santa. But that'll happen on Friday. And then Saturday, like I said, will be pictures with Santa. We will have vendors. We'll have food trucks. And then later on will be the parade. We have the Christmas parade,
and the tradition that is the light parade,
the electric light parade, and that night will be a movie. Everybody keeps asking me, what is the theme this year, Barbara?
That's the question.
We are from one end to another in terms of what people want. Everything from Nightmare Before Christmas. Everybody still wants a Grinch.
Wow.
Everybody still wants a Grinch.
Tried and true, the Grinch.
Yeah, some want an old-fashioned Frosty the Snowman. Or they want Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's why I start thinking like Norman Rockwell type Christmases.
And a lot of people do want a Norman Rockwell.
Or Thomas Kincaid paintings, those kind of things.
So so the parade kind of carries that theme, but I'm already having people calling me saying, when is the parade? We're already getting our booth together. We're already figuring out what we're going to do.
That people are clamoring and asking for it. Because quite frankly, some of these folks need time. It takes a little bit of time. Some people are very good at fishing, can get a float together in a matter of a weekend. Sure. But some people need months to do this.
Well,
and so
when you're putting lights
the theme
out
is very
there,
important to get that right because they want to match the theme of the parade.
Sure, and if you want your lights to say something, it takes a little bit of precision. You don't want it to say blah, you know what I'm saying? You really want it to say something.
You got to put some time and energy to get to some of these. But then again, you just have those handy people that can just knock stuff out like that in a weekend.
I remember the first year that I helped Kiwanis put together a float for the Electric Light Parade many, many, many years ago. And we had engineers and people that are real precise.
Right.
I didn't get that job, Mike.
Sure.
I got the job of pushing the lights through the holes that were already made for me.
And I've learned that that's amazing, but sometimes you have another problem. They overthink everything. And next thing you know, it's like,
true.
dude, I'm just trying to plug this in. We don't need to create a diagram on how to do that.
Well, some people Some people's minds think that way. Mine doesn't. Let's just do it and see how it'll work. Let's see what it looks like.
We need those people, but you got to wrangle them sometimes because then they'll just oversimplify everything or overcomplicate everything.
So businesses, get started thinking now. This is a free parade. There is no cost to you at all.
Absolutely.
There will be prizes given away for first, second, and third place. We will have judges to look at you. We will also downtown have window decorating contests. So all the businesses downtown will be decorating their windows. Sure. So there's a lot going on.
Now, do they have to stick to the theme, or can they just go Christmas?
You know what? They did before try and stick to the theme.
Because that might be how you solve your argument. Like, if you want Nightmare for Christmas? Dress your window up like Nightmare. Oh, you want Grinch? Grinch it up. You know?
So maybe I don't know. It may be just a mixture of a lot of different things.
Sure.
Just whatever. What is Christmas to you, I guess.
Maybe that's where your blank palette lets you show what Christmas means to you. That's a great idea.
Right. Maybe that.
And maybe it's not the same thing. Maybe someone grew up in
Because it's kind of hard, Mike, to keep everybody happy. Because some of them are like going, "Oh, I don't want to be nightmarish, Barbara. I really want it to be fun and."
But Christmas means different things to different people.
It does.
It's what to be honest, it's what you experienced as a child is more than like what you think Christmas is. Whatever your family did and how you did it. That's to you going to be your idea of a Christmas thing.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Everybody does it different. So.
That's true. So anyway, but start thinking, you guys, if you're a school, if you're a band, if you are, you can light up clothes and walk up and down the street if you want to, ride your bikes. So let's make this
You don't have to get over the top. You can still light up and have fun and be a part of the parade, but get there'll be the applications and everything on the Main Street Roswell website.
Yeah, they're not there yet, but we will have them up soon.
Yeah,
along with vendor, because we're trying to get past chili cheese and
we don't
Halloween.
Want to oversaturate with everything.
Right.
Let's get through these one or two events before we start hitting you with the Christmas stuff.
Right, but soon it'll be on our webpage. It's mainstreetroswell.org is our webpage.
I'm sure about mid-October that stuff should probably here about 2 weeks here.
Yeah, probably the end of this month is when the Christmas stuff may be going up.
Perfect.
So, yep. So be on the lookout for us. Call us if you need anything. And please visit Main Street. It's the best Main Street around.
And if you have not had a chance to visit the farmer's market this summer, you're running out of chances.
You got a couple more
basically
Saturdays.
This weekend and maybe next weekend.
Yeah, Miss Peggy's trying to, wind it down.
Sure.
So get your fix before it's
absolutely.
over.
Trust me, if you've never been a part of it, you're going to be like, dang, why did I miss this all summer?
And don't forget to get some chicharrones or those, oh my gosh, Mike does a great job on that.
Come hungry and get breakfast burritos and stuff. Like, they got those blocks and stuff for the kids, so that you can even occupy the kids if you're trying to do some hardcore shopping.
Yeah.
Like, they can go play in the blocks and stuff while you're trying to, nail down a Christmas gift or doing what you're doing out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, anyway, thank you guys, and thank you, Mike. And
we'll see here before the month as we get close to Halloween.
I'll come again later to talk to you.
Let everybody know what Main Street's doing and what merchants are playing and what we're doing. So,
all right. Sounds fantastic.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Mike.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
It is 9:54. Let's do a quick news update, and I think I can do Cowboys too. Welcome, Cowboys fans, and then a quick commercial break before we wrap up the show. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. A local developer claims he's been blocked by the state from building a new eye clinic in Artesia, all because of a new state regulation that requires new homes and buildings be outfitted with EV charging stations. Scott Taylor, the president of Permian Construction, said he had been working with iSight to relocate their facility on Main Street to a bigger building off 26th Street in Artesia. Imagine his surprise when the city denied his permit for the eye clinic because plans did not include equipment to charge electric vehicles. Taylor claims such a requirement would add about $800,000 to his costs, something he's just not willing to do. The governments in Artesia, Carlsbad, Eddy County, Lee County, and Hobbs have all voted to approve opposition resolutions to the state's new EV charging rules. New Mexico State Police will be conducting sobriety checkpoints, saturation patrols, and registration, insurance, and driver's license checkpoints during October in all counties throughout the state. NMSP says it's bringing awareness to these events to reduce impaired driving-related fatalities through continued media attention and intensive advertising. The checkpoints, they say, will help to change the society's attitude about driving while under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. Sunday's Cowboys-Steelers game is extra special for Pittsburgh native Mike McCarthy. He tells you what reception he expects in his homecoming right after this.
Becky Hammond on being the first woman to coach in the NBA.
What if it's no big deal that I'm a woman? What if it's about striving for excellence and being the best me without the label?
It's not about where others say you should be. It's about where you want to go. It's about a financial services company that focuses on your measures of success. Whether it's for your home or business, we offer personalized service and expert advice to help you achieve your unique goals.
Visit swbc.com for financial services without the labels.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
The 2-2 Cowboys face the 3-1 Steelers Sunday in a homecoming for head coach Mike McCarthy, who grew up 10 minutes from where his boyhood heroes, the Steelers, play. Mike grew up working in his dad's bar, serving steel workers. He worked overnights in a toll booth on the turnpike. Of course, he grew up to become head coach of the Packers, beating those beloved Steelers in Super Bowl 45. So how will the Steeler fans treat him now as head coach of the Cowboys?
I think one of the best compliments is when I do run into even strangers back there. They tell me that if we were going to lose one, we're glad it was you. And I think that just speaks to being from there. We're a fraternity. It's always held true.
Kickoff Sunday night is 7:20 Central right here on your radio home of the Cowboys. Until then, have a great weekend. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. They salute the hardworking 4-H and FFA kids for striving to be the best every day. As farmers and ranchers themselves, the crew at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply know the hard work that goes into making farming and agriculture what it is today. And from Everyone's a Winner program to actually investing in these future farmers and ranchers during the Junior Livestock Sale, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is proud to support the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Stop by today, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell.
Need new windows for your home? Beware of the sales gangster. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing and Windows here. A sales gangster is a window salesperson with the mobster mentality. They intimidate, bully, and fast talk you into buying their less than quality windows during a 3-hour pitch. Think I'm kidding? Call a few window companies and see for yourself. Or you can skip the sales gangsters and call Trustmark. We have fair, no-nonsense pricing on our premium windows, and our appointments take only about 60 to 75 minutes. Just long enough to listen to what you need, show you your options, answer your questions, and give you a straightforward quote. Then it's up to you. We can take a no just as easy as a yes, but I'll guarantee you this. No sales gangsters. Sound fair? Call Trustmark Roofing and Windows for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.